Just got to make sure.
Yeah, I've got a live thing there.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I wonder who that like is from.
I have no idea.
It's probably, I imagine, one of my subscribers. I think it's Rosh or someone else. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Hello, everybody. Right. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. My name is Retrodude. Welcome to this awesome, shall we say, collaboration on the second time with the Retrobear.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening to you.
We just about got there as well, didn't we?
Yes, yes, we did.
Oh, yeah. Everything that sort of bypassed people about 10 years ago, I've only just discovered how to do. So there we go.
Oh, yeah. Peter just commented. He says, I'm waiting.
I know, I know.
Well,
like,
the wait is over, dude. The wait is over. Right. Would you like to introduce yourself to the wonderful people on YouTube?
Yeah, by all means. Well, as you very rightly said at the top, I'm Retrobear. I've been on YouTube now probably for the best part of 9 months. I did start the channel about 7 or 8 years ago, but I've only sort of taken it up again in the last 9 months. Generally specialising in pickup videos, but I do the odd bit of gameplay and also show my collection off. I tend to sort of operate at the cheaper end of the market. I don't have a lot of disposable income to throw around and sort of spend money on expensive games. So I tend to buy the more obscure, cheaper titles, which is actually quite a good thing because a lot of people aren't aware of these titles. So usually a video every week about what I picked up in charity shops and second-hand shops and things like that. So should know better because I'm approaching the wrong side. Well, I'm on the wrong side of 40 anyway. So yes, yeah, I enjoy what I do, but it's some interesting things that I find, and it's great that people have responded so well. So
yes. Excellent stuff. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, right. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
It is my question, and is what inspired you to be a content creator on YouTube?
Well, I suppose it's really to sort of share the hobby and interests that I have with everybody else. I mean, you've only got to poke around on the internet and find out how many people are sort of doing things like this, and you can't really sort of stand out unless you do something really sort of bizarre. So I just wanted to share what I enjoy doing. It's probably my biggest hobby, my biggest interest, and I feel that there is stories to be told and things to be shown off and things to share with people, and those people who respond are doing exactly the same sort of thing, like yourself, and I think that's great. And the more we can do it, the better. We don't have to be professionals. We don't have to be professional media presenters or anything like that. We can just be us in our own homes, sharing our hobbies and interests with everybody else, and just to be out there.
Yeah, it's kind of like BBC, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, to get into something like that requires years of training and whatever. And if you look around YouTube and things like that, so many people have sort of started from nothing and sort of grown from that, and so much now that YouTube personalities are quite common. We had one here in Birmingham at the weekend which completely brought the city centre to a standstill. That's how it is. I mean, everybody aims and dreams of having something like that, but even down like myself with less than 100 subscribers, I just enjoy doing what I do. So and the great thing about it, in the last month or so, the channel has grown quite considerably. So
yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, you were at you had a subscriber count of, was it 78, and now you're 87? Is that right? Or
yeah, I had 51 just around about Christmas, and then since then I've gone up to above 80. Which is in a month is pretty good, because I think before that it took me 8 months to add 30. so in the last month or so it's sort of gone up there, and that's good. That's a good thing. I'm happy with that.
Excellent stuff.
I don't aim too high. I'm quite happy with what goes on.
Excellent stuff. Right. Okay. Next question is, when did you started to play video games?
First time I played video game probably would have been very early 80s, Atari 2600, which my parents bought. Yeah, so we had that one. I think we had early games. I remember Combat, Space Invaders, which...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, Space Invaders was again, the great thing about this is little stories about things. Space Invaders, I used to play so much. I actually sort of took the skin off the inside of my thumb.
Oh, right.
You know, when I was like 7 or 8 years old.
You still got that scar, sort of like.
Yeah, there's a little bit sort of thing there, but because that old Atari joystick, you just sort of going like that with it all the time. It was so stiff and unresponsive. You had that sort of like the plastic covering on it was quite sort of rough. So too much playing of that. Pac-Man, Frostbite was probably the game I was best at. I don't know if you remember that one where you were sort of jumping up and down the ice floe to create an igloo and go through there. I think I got quite good at that game, so much so that I got a high score where you could send away for a badge.
Nice.
Which used some time. Unfortunately, I completed that about 3 years after they stopped doing it, but still, you know.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say to you as well. I went to there was an arcade show in Derby I went to, and it's actually on YouTube, guys. So if you want to check that out, it's really good fun to watch. There was Pac-Man, there was Zaxxon, there was Mortal Kombat 2, the actual arcade machines that you grew up with. And I played them. They were like free to play. They were really good fun. And the buzz and the atmosphere was fantastic. Everyone was so happy. They had Duck Hunt, you know, from the Play Choice 10 arcade machine.
That's right. I remember that very well. Yeah.
And they also had Asteroids. I love that game.
Yes, I mean that's one of the original. I mean, cartridges. I mean, I had so many. Just want to sort of try and remember them is going to be difficult. But with Asteroids, was one of them. And you talk about arcades. I'm talking about at the moment sort of my first home computer experience. My first arcade experience was probably Pengo.
Oh, Pengo, yes.
Yeah, and that was actually in a chip shop about a mile up the road from here. And the chip shop they still go there every week. So, but they haven't got the arcade machine anymore, obviously. But that's when I first came across arcade machines.
That's awesome. We've got a few people in the chat. Rosh Fragger says hello. He says hey. And Septic Gulik is saying hey, what's up? Peter was commenting. He said I started playing games since 2011. So that's good.
Right. Yeah.
I would like to mention something, everybody. If you wanted to subscribe to his channel, the description down below is his link to his YouTube account. So if you'd like to subscribe to him, go for it. He deserves all the subs he can get.
Please do. Thank you very much for that. And please do subscribe, because if I get to 100, I'm going to have to do something really silly, aren't I?
Oh, what would you do if you get to 100 subs?
Well, I was going to do when I got to 50. And again, technical problems, but this is more my own doing. I think I got a duff microphone. I was actually going to put a song on the end of the video, which I put up just after Boxing Day. But unfortunately, I couldn't, for some reason, the volume just wasn't recording properly. So I've sort of, now, if anyone's seen my last video where I picked up some SingStar microphones at the weekend, people are sort of requesting now, sing this, sing that. So if I get to 100, there might be a singing, possibly even a dancing video. I don't know. I have no shame. I will do anything for subscribers. No, not everything, but it's that's a great part of it. You can just make fun of them and enjoy yourself, and
Oh man, when you got that Mickey, what was that Mickey game on the Wii?
Epic Mickey. That I can't quite reach it, but
that was your best find, I thought. I mean, you got I loved how it made the tube TV style box. I thought that was really clever of Disney to do that.
I'd never seen it before until I checked the stock in CEX the morning. For some reason on Sunday morning, I thought I've got to go and get that, and I'd never seen one before. I haven't seen one since.
Yeah,
and I think they'd had it maybe in the afternoon before, so it was one of those where you just got to strike and get in there before somebody else does.
Wow, our subscribers, 5 likes already now.
Fantastic.
That's even fantastic. Thank you, everybody who's been liking. Keep going.
Who'd have thought 2 blokes with receding hairlines would attract so many people?
I like it. What was it you said when we first met was, the Retro Bear and the Retrodude. It sounds like a rhyme.
It sounds like a double act or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was so cool when you said that. Right, third question now is, let me get myself on, and what is your goals for your, let me rephrase, what are your goals for the future of your channel?
I don't really have any goals. It's just to keep putting content out there, try something new every now and again, which is, I'm aware there's not a lot of gameplay on my channel, but I don't know. Some people that works, and I haven't got the time to sort of. I mean, I know you do lots of live streams, which is great.
Yeah.
I look at other people's channels and they sort of produce these videos where they put some gameplay footage on, they do voiced overs and interlinks in between and link segments, and I ain't got the time to do that. I'd love to be able to do something like that.
You use Elgato, right?
Do I? I've got what is it there? I've got a V-top, I think it's connector, which will record the footage, but there's a slight delay on it.
Right.
So at the moment, I'm just trying to find a way around that, and I think possibly it's I use on the telly behind me, there's a component cables. There's like a one you can buy with a piggyback on them, which apparently is very good for recording footage like that. I might be able to do a bit more.
So what movie software do you use to make your videos, out of curiosity?
OBS.
OBS.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you could actually record your footage actually hooking up to your device through OBS. It should work actually.
I've tried it before. The ones I've gone on there have done that way, but I don't know whether it's the speed of the computer or whatever. But sometimes, I notice I'm sitting there and there's at least a 2 or 3 second delay between moving the joypad and something happening on the screen. So sometimes it's fine.
Oh, the delay input is actually fine for that because it delays I think about 5 seconds, so it's okay to do that. But
okay, in that case, then I might put more up. But again, it's picking something and wanting to do it. So in terms of taking the channel forward, it's just putting more content on there, and the feedback's been really good. People like the style of it, and I always say it's unscripted. It's just done there and then. It's me talking for 20 to 30 minutes about what I bought that weekend, and people seem to like that. And people have actually sort of said, "Don't edit it, just leave it as it is." I mean, the last video, the other half's father rang halfway through.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was a mother rang through. That was it. Yeah, so things like that happen. You can go with it. The doorbell rang a couple of videos as well. That was the other one. Yeah, there was a couple of weeks ago. The doorbell rang.
It's very hard to plan your time around people, isn't it, when you're recording as well? So.
I thought with a big sign in the window, "No noise, please. I'm recording." But it
yeah, this is my studio, so put like a "Do Not Disturb" sign doorknob thing.
There needs to be something. It's all right for the inside. There's only me and Claire here, so it's all right. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, right. Okay, let me just check. Next question is: what are your favorite memories of the 80s/90s?
Oh, blimey. I just about now the 80s. I don't. It was just the world of kids' television, I suppose, really is very influential on that sort of thing, and the cartoons of the days, which you don't see now. It was all the stuff that repeated from there.
Yeah.
Obviously, playing video games the first time and discovering that sort of world away from that, and sport as well. I used to, very active in sport and things like that. So the 80s really for me was. I mean, I was born in 75.
Right.
So my teen years would have been towards the end of the 80s. And then discovering things like films, which I used to be very into films. And that carried all the way through the 90s. And then music as well. Probably 85, 86 onwards, I started getting into music. So, films, games, sports, TV. Very, very big influence on me when I was growing up. And to be honest with you now, probably the games is sort of there. The films, I'm not so interested. I sort of disappeared off that now. I still watch a lot of telly and loads of programs and things like that. And I still enjoy watching sport. But I mean, I used to play a bit of sport back in the day. But those days, I've got too many problems when I wake up in the morning now. Trying to get out of bed is hard enough. I've got problems with the ankle and knee and back and things like that. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. That's really insightful. I think my favorite 80s, 90s that I used to like was watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the TV back in the 80s.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I remember that coming on. I didn't quite get the appeal of that. I don't know why. But then you can see, it just, I don't know. I've been enjoying playing the arcade game. I mean, show me somebody who didn't enjoy playing the arcade game from that era.
Yes.
The 4-player game. I mean, that was always on. There used to be at least 2 or 3 arcades near us that had that one.
I actually seen that arcade machine actually in the National Video Game Arcade in Nottingham once.
Yep. They do that in Sheffield now, haven't they?
Yeah. Sorry, it's okay. And that was on free play mode, which was really nice. So you didn't have to put 20p's like I used to remember back in my old school days.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, we went up there not last year, the year before. And that was the first thing we played when we walked through the door. So yeah.
That's awesome, isn't it? Right. Okay. Next question. Le question is what is
French on Michael?
Oh, we. What is your top 10 best games of all time in your opinion?
Oh, God. If I know this in advance, I'd have spent a couple of days working on it.
No, it's okay.
You can't have a top 10. Well, I don't know. It's going to be really weird, but probably right at the very top. And I think probably in terms of the amount of time I've spent playing on a game, Football Manager 2005.
Oh, any reason for that?
It's the only game that of that, because what happened was, for people who don't remember, Championship Manager was the game when I was back there. I used to play all the versions of it, and then there's a falling out between the developers and the software house, and they went off on their own and brought out Football Manager.
Okay.
And Football Manager 2005 was the first sort of variant of it, which took some elements of Championship Manager, the game engine, the 3D sort of match graphics, and put all the bits onto it. And I don't know, for some reason, I just, no matter what I did, I could start in the, one of the lowest leagues and, sort of keep playing the game for about 15, 20 years or so, and quite easily work my way through the division. So it's all right. I used to put hours and hours and hours into that, and I would just, stop playing and then go back a few months later and do that. So that's my, in terms of time played, yeah. But I mean, in terms of favourite games of all time, goodness me.
So what will be number 9?
Anything else? Total Manager 2005, and then 9 others.
9 others.
9 others. Now, I would put Frostbite in there because I do play that quite a bit on the 2600.
Frostbite.
Yeah, I mentioned that one earlier on about the ice flows and the badge. And
yes.
But, I mean, that one sort of stuck with me for quite some time. Kickoff 2.
Cool.
Because we put a lot of, we mentioned it the other day, didn't we?
I saw that video you mentioned about Kickoff. Yeah. Oh no, sorry, you didn't mention that. You mentioned in my comment, didn't you? Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Because it's very sports orientated. I'm just trying to sort of look behind me. I don't know. I must be honest. You caught me on the hop on that one.
That's all right. I'll do my top 10. Then it'll probably inspire you. Then mine would be right. I think the top one for me is Metal Gear Solid at PlayStation, because I love that game. David Hayter is probably the best voice actor in any video game. Number 9 will have to be Rough and Tumble on the Amiga, because that game,
I remember that one.
Absolutely amazing. And I've actually played that on my channel, so check that out. Number 8 would be Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 1.
Do you know, I played the very first one of those I got on the PlayStation when it first came out. Sorry to interrupt. I'm jumping in here. It's because I'm remembering something from before.
Yeah.
And I remember watching that game start up the first time on the PS1. I think this is fantastic, and then sort of sat there watching it and watched this bloke being eaten alive by a zombie, and I thought, oh shit! So it was sort of took me by surprise. So I played. That was.
I know it's like this.
Really, yeah. And I thought, this is really good. And then all of a sudden I think, hang on a second, I should be doing something here, shouldn't I? So, but that fantastic game. And the second one, I did play that one. And I know that's been redone now, and YouTube is full of it. So,
what was it? Number 8 would have to, did I say? 8?
Yeah, that was number 8.
That was number 8, right. Number 7 would be, Resident Evil Code Veronica. That was an interesting game with Claire Redfield. And I like the fact she went on a different island and had to search for her brother, Chris Redfield.
That's right, yes. I've got that on PS2. I've not played a huge amount of it. So
it's a really good gem of the game. I think, and also, number 6, Resident Evil 4. That game, to me, is probably the greatest gem of all Resident Evils, I think. Would you agree?
I mean, I played the Wii version. I don't know how that's.
The Wii edition, is that the one you go like this?
Yeah. Although I do have the that's it. Yeah. Like most Wii games, actually, you can wave anything, but yes, I've got a copy of Resident Evil 4 on the PlayStation 2 coming through the next few days or so. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's actually off Tutti UK, who's got a channel on YouTube. He found a copy on his last video. Which is a really nice looking one. And I said, that's a nice looking copy, because there's a copy in my local CEX, which basically looks like it's been played by Aquaman for the past 6 years. There's so much Aquaman, so much rust on the tin.
Oh,
And Tootie very kindly messaged me and said, he said, well, if you want it, I'll send it through to you.
oh, nice.
So he's hopefully he'll be here tomorrow in the post or Saturday. So I've already thanked him. If he's watching again, thank you very much indeed. That's really generous of you to send it through.
I can't
So
wait.
I'm going to look forward to playing that.
I can't wait to when you do that video and see it in full glory.
Yeah. I mean, it's a really nice looking tin version as well. So I've seen the really manky ones knocking around.
Do you know what I really like about your background? I noticed Basil Brush. I used to watch that show a lot when I was so young.
Let me see if I can reach it.
He's so cool, isn't he?
Oh, I know. If I can, is he?
Oh, look at him.
It used to have. No, it's gone. I think. Yeah, there's a battery in there, and you press it, and it
he was
does the lap.
Lines, wasn't it?
It's like a puppet, so you can put your hand. You can actually do it like the real thing.
You can go inappropriate up his butt.
That's a cool thing, Kev. We don't get done for.
Oh yeah.
There you go. So I mean, I've had that now about 18 years, 17 years, and it's
that is so fun.
I'll put him over there out of the way. But
where did you find him, Al Rusty?
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us.
Because I saw it on the telly, and I said to my other half, I said, she said, "What do you want for your birthday?" I said, "Talking Basil Brush."
Oh.
And she went, "No, what do you really want for your birthday?" I said, "Talking Basil Brush." So I made her go all the way to Toys R Us and buy me one.
Cool. Right. I think 6 for me will have to be Super Mario 64. I love the N64 version. The 3D graphics were absolutely revolutionary on that system.
Yeah.
5 will have to be Super Mario Bros. 3, obviously on the NES. 4 will have to be, oh my goodness. Now I'm like you. I'm going like, what to say?
Who to choose from?
So many to choose from. There's so many games. I'm trying to think what else I played the other day that I really liked. Ah, man. Mr. Nuts on the Amiga. Yes, I remember that.
Oh, I've played that on the Game Boy Color, I think. Yeah. That was by Ocean, if I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I've actually got a game today. Nintendo.
I've got that one as well. I've got that. It's up there somewhere. I shan't reach over because I'll pull them all down. But yeah, I've got the cartridge version of that as well.
Where did I go from 4? Right. Sorry, I need to check because sometimes I get a bit lost as well. Yes. I'm trying to think what else I got. I got so many games. My mind's blank.
Well, you can never have a top 10. Again, off topic, but they once asked Martin Scorsese to name his top 5 films of all time. And he sent in a list of 97 because he had to stop there because there were too many good films. So if he can't decide what is his top 5 films, then how on earth are 2 people like us decide what are?
I know. Well, Resident Evil 2 remake now is at free.
Oh, you played that? You played that one?
Oh, it's brilliant. I finished Claire Redfield's campaign, and I'm going to do Leon's campaign. The funny thing about Leon's campaign, he has a different route that makes it a little bit harder than Claire Redfield's campaign, which I'm going like scratching my head going, what's all this about?
Yeah. Is it really as scary as everyone's making out? Because I've got to be honest with you, I'd sort of be, hiding behind the sofa playing that.
Oh, dude. Yeah. When you play the game, it has the new Dolby surround technology, and you can hear Mr. X thumping all the way through the building, and it's so creepy and really scary. And he scared me so many times. He came through the doorway, and then he started punching me in the face, and I went, ah! And then I had lickers trying to lick me because they love me, and I just went, sorry, I had a shotgun going.
Because a friend of mine, I think he had the VR version of Resident Evil, and he said, "You want to fancy playing that?" I said, "No, thank you."
Oh, Resident Evil 7, yes, that's the one I got. That is well scary too.
I mean, it's bad enough I bought Zombie U on the Wii U a few weeks ago, and I thought if I play that game, I'm never going to go to London ever again.
Yeah, that's also on the PS4 now. You can actually try that.
Ah, right.
Yeah, as a digital download.
So many things I miss out on because I don't look at sort of the modern stuff. I mean, I used to be completely different. I was always into the new stuff. You say.
Here we go. 3 is Gunstar Heroes at number 3.
Yep.
Number 2 is Sonic 3.
Yeah.
And number 1 will have to be Mega Man 2 on the NES.
Oh, right.
And the reason I love Mega Man 2 number 1 is the music is absolutely fantastic, and the gameplay was absolutely revolutionary change from the original game, from the old one. And it's an outstanding game, and everybody adores it, and I do too.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's very highly regarded by a lot of people, and they sort of put it down as either their favourite Mega Man game or their favourite game of all time, like you just, favourite game you played. I've never played it, I must be honest with you. There's probably a longer list of stuff that I need to sort of play than I've actually played.
It's the best game by Capcom. The new unique thing about Mega Man games is you got to figure out the boss's pattern, and then you can use different other bosses' weapon to defeat them, which I like the idea of. It's like studying like wildlife. You got to figure out their weaknesses and pounce on them. You know that sort of thing.
Yeah, I know about it. Yeah. How often do you pounce on wildlife then? or do you want to go into that here, or maybe off camera a bit later or something like that?
Well, yeah, not very often. Okay. Right. What is the cheapest game that you ever bought?
Cheapest game I ever bought. Now I did this a few videos ago. I bought a copy of Connect. It was either Connect Adventures or Connect Sports. I can't quite remember. And I paid 10p for that.
10p.
10p.
You heard it right, people. 10p.
Yeah,
That's
10p.
a steal of the century. That is.
Now, if I was to sort of go up to 20p, two games I do remember buying for that price. One was Super Monkey Ball Deluxe on the Xbox.
Oh yes.
But also this was from like a Christian charity shop. And then last year I picked up the Elder Scrolls 3, the Morrowind Game of the Year edition on the Xbox.
Wow.
For 20p, which when I got back, I actually found out it was worth about 25, 30 quid.
That is brilliant, dude.
And of course, if you saw the video a few weeks ago, you'd have seen the Black Ops 4 99p in a charity shop.
Oh, that dude, I was screaming for joy for you. I said, wow, well done for getting that 99p. And I seen that at game for like 24.99 still.
Well, CX was selling it at the time for 45. I think they've dropped their price to 40 now. And I think you're right, Game is selling it knocking about 30 quid. But I mean, I've never had anything like that happen before.
Yeah, I mean, you must have gaming Jedi senses.
I did, honestly. Yeah, well, I've been going back to what I said before.
Yeah,
I don't keep an eye on modern games or anything like that, so I had no idea. I knew it'd been a fairly recent game. I thought I had no idea how much it was, so I sort of bought it and then couldn't get my phone to work in the shop. So I rung the missus up and she said, "Oh yeah, £30 trading at CX." I was like,
well, hey, like,
yeah, it was literally because I've heard other people have it happen to them and seen other people do it, and that's it's all good. And I don't go out looking to buy things to sort of sell on. Right. But that was just something that was too good to pass up the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what's the cheapest thing I ever bought. Oh yeah, the cheapest one you saw me buying was a PlayStation. The console for $12.99, glorious pounds.
Well, I mean, they are a good machine, but I mean, if you went back a couple of 3 years, no, about 5 years, people were giving away at car boots. They practically became the CRTs of car boots. People were just like dumping, old big star televisions because nobody wanted to buy them. And people were doing that PlayStation. Every car boot you went through, there's like 30 PlayStation 1s knocking around, and people couldn't give them away.
Really? 30 PlayStation 1s?
I mean, mine, I think I've got about 4, I think.
Okay.
And the most I paid for mine was probably about a £5. And that was
£5. That's brilliant.
Yeah. But I did buy a lot of my consoles and stuff sort of 2010, 2011.
Wow.
I mean, I've got 3 Wii's, and the most I paid for one of those is £3.
£3?
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, you're an absolute legend for finding these so cheap.
Well, yeah. Legend on one hand because I can find stuff so cheap. Maybe not so because I'm so cheap. I don't know.
maybe it's your true gift in life.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. There was a time where it was out of control. And now I sort of budget myself. I know we had a video a few weeks ago about budgeting and things like that, which I think is a very, very useful thing to have because you can get caught up in spending a lot of money on things like this. So I sort of limit myself to 20 quid a week. If I spend 20 quid, great. If I don't, I'll put the money towards next week or I'll use it on something else. So,
okay, I might as well answer this as correlating to the next question is, what is the most expensive game that you ever bought?
Oh, cripes. Yeah, I would. That was probably going to be likely something to be on the PS3 because
right.
I did have a PS3 when they about maybe 12 months or so, and I would certainly bought a few full price games on that. I can't remember any specific ones, but the only times I would have bought full price games would have been when I had an Amiga. And again, the most I would have spent would have been about 20, 25 quid.
Yeah.
Anything sort of old style I've bought in, probably the most I spend on that is about 15.
Yeah.
And that's been on things like Muramasa the Demon Blade, Metal Slug, Anthology, Tatsunoko versus Capcom, all those on the Wii.
Yeah.
So that's probably about the most I would have done on that. But certainly PlayStation 3 probably would be that. I bought some PS4 stuff, but I bought that on the cheap. So, and the Switch games I've got, I didn't pay for 3 of them.
Right.
And the other one that we should have paid for, my other half did. So
I did not realize you have a Nintendo Switch.
Not well. I've barely used it. I had it. My dad bought it me. Not last Christmas, Christmas 2017. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't ask for it. It sort of turned up. So it was a nice surprise. But I've got 4 games for it. I've barely played it.
Right.
Which is a bit of a wasted on me, to be honest with you. But I've had, you know, I've got Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. I've got Mario Kart.
Yeah.
The Crash Bandicoot trilogy and Rayman Legends Definitive Edition, because that's a fantastic game. Rayman Legends,
brilliant.
One of the best looking games on the original Wii. Fantastic game to play. But I haven't played them yet. I had them for Christmas. I haven't played them yet.
Oh, check out a level on Rayman Legends. It's inspired by Guitar Hero. Do you know?
Oh, is it? I don't know the level you're talking about, but yeah, I know Guitar Hero.
Checking on YouTube, and you'll know everyone's done it, and it's really good. It goes ba ba baby ba ba baby ba 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 ba. It's so funny.
It's some wacky music, and that's brilliant. The music on that game is just amazing.
And the art creation of those beautiful levels is fantastic, isn't it? As well,
it is. I said it's one of the best looking games on the original Wii, and I can only imagine how good it. I mean, I've seen how Super Mario looks on the Wii U. I mean, that looks fantastic in full high definition. So can you imagine how good that's going to look when I get around to play it? Probably in about 3 years' time. I don't know. Yeah,
I've actually got Super Mario Bros. Ryu that came out on the Nintendo Switch as well.
Oh yes, yeah.
And I agree with everyone. It's so expensive. It's like, why pay $60 for it? And it's,
well, this is it. And I mean, it's all about expensive games. When Street Fighter 2 first came out on the Super Nintendo, a mate of mine spent 65 quid on that.
65 quid?
65 quid. And at the time, we'd have been about 16, 17 years old.
Whoa! Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. Why you would? I mean, first of all, Street Fighter 2, a game I just don't get on with. But 65 quid.
I know.
That is absolutely shocking. I've got collections of games that don't cost 65 quid.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought a Commodore 64 and about 250 games are less than 65 quid.
Yeah. Oh,
I think this was 1991, 92. So the price, the inflation factored in on what that would have been worth now is mind-boggling.
Yeah. Shall I tell you the thing that really made me laugh? I did say this in one of my old pickups videos. There's a retro collect app that gets things wrong. You know, when they say Sonic 1 on the Master System is like worth £479, and they meant to say that was American price because that's actually quite rare. But in the UK, it's meant to be like £8 to average 12 quid, I think.
Yeah, I think it's probably less than that now, I would have thought, wouldn't it?
Is it like £5, I think?
Yeah, I think if you went to CX, they sell it for 5 quid.
Yeah.
I think that's with everything, that's complete in box. I think they got the decimal point in the wrong place, be £4.79, not £479.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to Chesterfield today, and they have Alfred Chicken for the NES. The only problem was it's £22, which is quite a lot.
Yeah, I see price a lot. I go, yeah, I mean, I played that on the Amiga when it first came out, but price of that, I just couldn't justify spending that much money on a game where all I'm going to do is probably put it on, play it once, and put it on the shelf, and then forget about it.
I know, it'll be like the Monty Python, like the gaming holy grail, like
that's it. Yeah, absolutely right. It's the price of some of the stuff. It's but it's in a way it's antique, it's art, it's something like that. It's collectible. We have auction houses close to us, and some of the price of the collections that are going up now, absolutely ridiculous. But it's people want something enough, they'll buy it.
Yeah, I've actually seen an alien soldier out in the wild for the first time with my graceful eyeballs. And do you know how much that was?
I can guess.
Do you want to guess?
3 figures?
Yeah, it's 3 figures.
150?
No, it was £300 complete.
Goodness me. I'd have gone down to 150.
I've seen it on eBay for 189. They got it down. It's crazy. I know it was super rare, but why is it £300? And you know what the funny thing was, Russell? The same guy traded his game of Alien Soldier, right? He said, "Oh, you know, I got £200 back." And then he came back. The same guy came back to that shop and says, "I want my game back." And do you know what he did? He traded like 20 games just to get his one game back.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. It's not made up. It's all true. I witnessed it because I thought it was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, he sounded like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, like, "My precious, mine." You know,
it's amazing what the true value of something like that. I mean, it's but you know, much smaller scale. That those football manager games I got on the 360.
Yeah,
I mean, the price of those, I couldn't believe how much they were. I had to practically beat my way back to the charity shop and get them before somebody else did.
Do you sometimes have regrets? You know, when you play your game that you absolutely adore, and then you sell it off, and then you realize it's actually more valuable than you think now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, more so when I was younger rather than sort of now. Everything I sort of bring in now is for my collection, and if it's got a value to it, you know, I couldn't part with a lot of it. Obviously, worst came to the worst, I'd sell it all as a complete thing. But yeah, when I was younger, trading stuff in and out, yeah, absolutely. You know, you'd sort of spend it and then trade it back in again, and you think, "Oh, should I have done that?" And yeah.
Okay, should we go on to the next question?
Question 3, are we?
Well, we're jumping around a bit, so we've got 4 more questions.
Okay.
And then if you got any questions for me, I'll ask you at the end. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
that's cool. Right, what is your top 10 best gaming? So should we say handheld or / consoles of all time?
Okay, I'm going to give you a top 10. I can give you an order.
Yes,
but I can give you, say, sort of 10 that I'm really sort
of. Start from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1 is up to you.
I don't know. I'll start at 5, 3, 7, 9.
Yeah,
jump around just to confuse you. I mean, I'll give you 10. The 10 that I'll probably Atari 2600.
Yeah.
Commodore 64.
What a great machine!
I mean, I didn't have one.
Nor did I.
All my friends did, so I spent most of my time playing on, you know, going around their house and playing on. So I've now got 2 or 3 video on my channel, loads of games for that. The Amiga,
same here. Amiga.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the Batman pack I had.
Oh, did you have the cartoons pack when it came out?
No, when I got the Batman pack at school, everybody was still working on Atari STs.
Yes,
I think the following year, everybody else at school got the cartoon pack.
Yeah,
I might be slightly out. I don't know, maybe I'm slightly out of time scale, but I was the first one probably to get an Amiga, and then everybody else picked up the ones after that. Oh,
fantastic stuff, dude.
Yeah, the cartoon classics like Captain Planet and something and other bits and pieces.
It had Bart versus Space Mutants, Captain Planet. Sorry, I can even say Captain America. What was the other one? I think it had deluxe paint with that. If I remember,
they all came with deluxe paint. So you couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah, that was Amiga's core best art program, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, I mean, you should see what it used to produce. It was like fantastic.
Especially with Andy Warhol doing a demonstration back in the old days. That was fantastic. He thought he was going to brick the computer when he did that, but it went through. I just went spellbounded.
Yeah. It's like, you know, if you see that video, you see that what him trying to, you know, not break the computer. It's like people watching moving pictures for the first time, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
So if we're going from there,
cool.
Mega Drive.
Excellent machine.
That was the first console I actually purchased. I bought it second hand from a guy at college with a load of games. I had 50 quid for it, I think it was.
Wow.
PlayStation 1.
Excellent, yeah.
Xbox, the original.
Oh, the big one, the big beast.
Yeah, I've still got my original one from 2004, I think it is. It's still going strong.
I've seen that at Cash Converters for 20 quid, but it's sold now.
Yeah, they got one in my local one for that price as well. I actually got a second one a few months ago for £3.
Wow, £3.
Yeah, with no leads or anything. The guy said, "I don't know if it works or not." He said, I was trying to say for spares or repairs. He said, so.
Oh, okay.
He had it on at £7, so we knocked it down to £3. And all that's not wrong. What's wrong with it is you just tap the tray and it opens.
Wow. Macaulay Culkin oven. Ah, that's brilliant.
Yeah. I nearly walked away from it as well. I thought, I'm not buying spending £3 on that because it's a blooming heavy thing as well to carry it around.
I know. It had so many parts in that machine, so much metal, so much processors, RAMs, and it looked like a PC, but in a console form.
That's right. I mean, at the time, we debated. I mean, I traded in a GameCube for it.
Yeah.
Because I like the GameCube, but there was just nothing available. I bought the GameCube. The only console I ever bought from start date was the GameCube.
GameCube, yeah.
Yeah. And that probably would be on my list as well because it's a great little machine. And I've got a soft spot for it. So that's 7. The original Wii.
The original Nintendo Wii. Very nice.
Well, as you can say, 500 and something or other now.
Wow.
I don't know. It just appeals to me. Just does.
Do you have time to play them all? Is my question to you as well.
Not as much time as I would like.
Yeah, the time is against us, isn't it? Though
it is because yes, especially me. I've about 30 years left or something like that. But yeah, do I have time to play them? Not as much as I would like to. But I aim to sign at least have a go at them at least once before I pass them on or whatever. So that was the Wii. Game Boy.
Game Boy.
I've got loads of Game Boy units, but yeah, just the sheer quality and quantity of the games that were made for it. Because don't forget the time when that came out, handheld things were like LCD Tiger pieces of plastic crap that were just rubbish. And this just sort of blew everything open. I know the Game Gear tried to take it in a different direction and the Lynx did with the colour screen, but
yeah,
the Game Boy, I mean, my parents bought my sister one. And I don't know what she did with it. She took that years ago, but just playing Tetris on it. I mean, you just lose hours and hours and hours. And if I'm going away somewhere, I've got 2 little bags with a Game Boy and a Game Boy Advance in it, and a load of cartridges. Take it away with me. It's in my bag in case I need to play on it and just feel like it. Great. You can take it to the toilet and play on it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, my sister won the Game Boy at a Shell garage back in the old 90s. She won it on a scratch card and got a free Game Boy with a free Tetris. So it was best days of our lives, really. Yeah,
I can imagine. Yeah. And the last one would be PlayStation 3. Now, the reason I say that is because it was not just the games.
Yeah.
Because I've got about 70 or so games for them. There is some really, really good things on it, but more so the fact that what the PlayStation 3 could do. And the fact that it practically ran sort of like the home server and streaming media through it.
Yeah.
I mean, for the price we paid for it, the amount of use we got out of it, we had a 60 gig one to start with.
Right.
Then that got the old yellow light of death.
Was that the old PlayStation 3, the first one?
The chunky, the 2 that came out, there was a 60 and an 80 gig version.
Yeah, there was a 4 USB version, wasn't there? And then there was a 2 version, wasn't there?
Yeah, and one of them was actually backwards compatible, but the other one wasn't.
Yeah, I think that was 2 USB. They scrapped the emulation, didn't they?
That's right, yeah. And then after that one, I mean, that one eventually packed it. It doesn't work now; it's completely dead. So we got a Slim to replace it with.
You know what I love? You know what I love about the PS3 as well is the multimedia function. You can actually display photos, videos. Yeah. You run a computer operating system on that, but you couldn't do that anymore because they removed the feature for Linux. Which I went, what, Sony? Yeah. Obviously, you play movies for Blu-ray, and you play PS1, 2, 3. I'm hoping the next console, when they release PS5, they do all backwards compatible, including the original. They have to.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can see what's going on with Xbox One now, and the fact they enable the older games to be played on those systems. I've picked a few games recently. It's got like now compatible with Xbox One. The price, if you remember, I've been mentioned it before, Modern Warfare 2 on a 360.
Oh, yes.
Second-hand price, that's gone through the roof.
What?
Have you not noticed?
No, well, not that much of a jump, but
it went up to toward 18 or 20 quid, I think, second hand.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, it must be hugely popular again.
Yeah, but not all games have been affected like that. Some of the prices have actually stayed where they were, but for some reason, Modern Warfare 2 just sort of went from about £4 or £5 second-hand overnight to 3 times the value.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, well, I bought mine for £1 ages ago, so it's all right.
Then you could go on eBay and rip people off and say, I want 30 quid for this, please.
Well, yeah, that's it. You know, they will pay that. Yeah, but I mean, the PlayStation 3 is a fantastic machine in itself, and it spent a lot of its time working more so with the media side of things than the gaming side of things. But some of the games, I used to play a lot of Pro Evolution Soccer, PES, so a lot of those games, yeah. But there were so many Marvel Ultimate Alliance, one of the first titles I got for it.
Yeah, that's coming out on Nintendo Switch. Marvel Alliance 3 now.
Oh, right, yeah. So I've got variants of Marvel Alliance on PS2 and Wii and PS3 and what have you. And they were really good games. I used to be a big comic book fan when I was a kid, so not so much now. But
yeah. Did you play Marvel Alliance 2? Was it on the PlayStation 3?
I only played the first one, didn't play the second one.
Yeah, I played the second one. The second one was really good. Really enjoyed that game.
I should have to dig that one out.
Right. Here we go. Next question is, how many games do you own in your collection so far? That's probably going to be taking a while, I imagine.
No, not that one. I would say probably, if I don't include the computer stuff, so if I sort of start with console-wise, probably something approaching close to 1,500 to 1,600.
Wow.
That would be a rough estimate. I don't think it'd be too far off the mark. As you said, we're sitting and adding it all up.
So you did 1,600, right?
Probably, yeah. I keep it. If you know the website Retro Collect, they put like a game database on there. So it's not 100% accurate because I know from my own tally.
Yeah.
And what they've got on there is that there's some slight anomalies. But every time I buy stuff, I put on there. I've got my own sort of spreadsheets and things update as well. Yes, I know. So I'll keep records of them. But yeah, I would say about 1,500 to 1,600 quid. 60 quid game.
What?
I mean, bear in mind, I've got nearly 500 PlayStation 2, over 500 Wii, and just over 200 original Xbox. I'm rapidly approaching 100 360.
Wow.
So you think about that, there's, 1,300 there already.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude. And that's just looking through charity shops and CX, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's where the occasional car. I don't do car boots so much as I used to, but the majority of the Wii stuff has come through those sources there. I mean, that Wii collection was stood at 15 games 3.5 years ago.
Whoa!
And it just used to take up a small section on the shelf like that.
Do you? Yeah, I mean, do you struggle with space? Sometimes if you got like so many games, do you contemplate? I mean, do you contemplate what to put best games on the shelf, or do you keep the awful games with it?
I'll keep all the awful games. It's all categorized. It's all alphabetical.
Okay.
I'm incredibly anal retentive when it comes to that. Yeah. I have everything in alphabetical order. I get very annoyed if it goes out of shape, but now that they're all there, you know, some people. There's a guy who I speak to quite regularly called Peak Fighter 2, and he sort of said games are for playing, not displaying. Interesting, but I like to display. So I do like to sort of come here and I can see your games behind you, and I sort of I do like coming in here and sort of sitting down. Bear in mind, this is probably this is the smallest room in the house next to the bathroom.
Right.
So all these shelves here that have gone up, we put them up ourselves. They're built from scratch. They're not designed or anything like that. They are just bits and pieces from B&Q. When we put all those on, I filled the shelves practically day one, and Claire said, "You do realise what you've done, don't you?" I said, "What's that?" She said, "You've left no space for new games." We literally filled the shelves with them, and then that shelf over there, which you can't see, that went up there.
Right.
And I've already moved Commodore 64 stuff out there. There's some more stuff to move out of here to make room for it. So, yes, space is gradually now becoming an issue.
Yeah. Do you use? I would recommend something like a CD case to put all your discs in. That way, you don't have to go like this, like that, like that. Just save time.
I quite like the pain of doing that.
Do you?
Yeah, because I know if I buy a game which has got the letter A, starts with the letter A.
Yeah.
I had to start at the very top of that shelf there and take one off.
Right.
and move one along each time.
Yeah, this is what I'm getting scared with your room, because it looks like those Wii games are going to fall down.
I should hope not.
Well,
no, the only ones that made are the top ones, which you probably can't see.
Yeah,
because they are literally just sort of there. And if you try and take one from the bottom,
yeah, it's like
the whole lot. Yeah, exactly. Jenga's going to tip over. So, but yeah, I just, it's part of being a collector. I like doing things like that. It's not for everybody. Some people wouldn't go to the scale; they would just buy the games that they want to buy. And I started to do that, and then I found out how cheap certain games were, and I could go out with, go out on the Saturday with 10 quid and come back with like 15 games.
It's amazing what you can get, isn't it?
Yeah, and just because it's cheap, and this is, I think, is a point that sometimes missed, because they're cheap doesn't necessarily mean they're rubbish.
Yeah,
a lot of the time they are, and but you wouldn't spend any more than 50 pence on them. You got to remember, back in the day, some of those games came out at like 20 quid.
Oh yeah. Do you remember when I uploaded that video in Doncaster? I found like 4 PlayStation games.
Yeah,
they were great value for 99p, and they were all good games. I remember I used to play. So
that's right. I mean, if you look around hard enough, you can find what you are. But and the great thing that some people have fed back to me about the channel as well is, as I said at the very start, there are some games that I've showcased on the channel that picked up that people didn't even know they existed.
Yeah.
There is a gameplay on there for battle construction vehicles, which is an absolutely atrocious game. But it has got, if you go back and see the video on there, it's got one of the best openings for a computer game ever.
What?
It's on. Have a look on the channel afterwards.
What's it called again?
Battle construction vehicles.
Oh, battle construction go. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is sort of done like a sort of a Magna style. It's absolutely out there, but the introduction is brilliant. The game is tripe. But...
I was going to say as well, Russell, if you come across Bobsy 3D, would you play that as well?
I'd play it. If I come across it, I probably unlikely to come across it, but yeah, I'll play anything. I buy games with horses in it. I buy games with Barbie in it. I actually, tip here is that some Barbie games are worthwhile of investment, because I think there's one on the PlayStation 2 I keep seeing in my local CEX, 18 quid.
£18?
It's Barbie's horse adventure or something stupid like that. But some of those games, yes, yeah. But some of those games, surprisingly, do end up holding their value.
And I remember I commented on one of your videos. Imagine censoring that girl's face with that sticker. What was that?
Was that the Championship Rider one?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop laughing for half an hour. Her sticker was literally. They probably thought her face was so ugly they covered her up with the sticker.
Well, she might have fallen off a few times, I think, but yeah, I don't know. No, but yeah, but those are the sort of things that I look at it and think, I haven't got that.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's some of the stuff I have bought where I've had to stand there buying it. It does get a bit embarrassing.
So basically, use the Retro Collect app. Is that right?
Not the. I use a database online on the website.
Yeah. Okay. So do you go to pricechart.com or just check the prices?
I started tracking the prices on my games a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I got because at the time it's quite manageable. Now it would be out of control. I couldn't sort of I was doing it slightly differently.
Yeah.
I'm not really. I know what I can look at a lot of the games, so I know how much I pay for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I've got really no idea, but I know things move up and down quite regularly.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Right. Here comes the crucial question. I hope you can answer this. If you can't, that's fine. What are the top 10 bad games that you don't like?
Bad games or games I just don't like?
Yes.
Both.
Well, either one of them.
Okay, more likely to be game. I mean, I mentioned Street Fighter 2 earlier. I have an absolute hatred for that game. I just those sort of games, side beat 'em ups. I just leave me cold. Mainly because I can't pull the moves off.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't like sitting there and read a manual and try and find out what the blooming heck that means meant to do.
Yeah.
I grew up like a lot of people with. 1 or 2 buttons to do. I don't push this way and then press that, and then it's like modern games. With the I sound like an old guy, but I am a old guy. But the shoulder buttons and doing this and down here, and you know,
and then you got to do mid kick, mid flight kick, and then you got to do low punch. Yeah, I find it difficult with one is Mortal Kombat games, especially the first two games. I can never pull them off. I could do Scorpion's move, like "get over here" move. That's it.
Yeah. Occasionally pull something off, but if I master one move, that's it. I'm going to stick with that one all the way through. Thank you very much. So.
Yeah, exactly. Any other bad games you come across?
Oh dear, there's loads. I'm just trying to think of specific example. The Flintstones. The Flintstones on the Amiga. Have you? Which I think was on the Master System as well.
Is it the same version on the Master System?
Yes, because I think there's a guy called Super Nerds UK posted a video a few weeks ago playing the Flintstones.
Oh, I think I might have seen that. Yeah, you just walk around like Fred, go like this. And
it's impossible. I mean, if ever a license was wasted, it was that one. It is a terrible game. I think so much so. I think on the Amiga version, they actually put on the bowling section, which I think was either the second or the third level on the game.
Interesting.
No flaming chance of getting through to it. You can't do that painting level. I'd never complete that painting level. I had better reactions back in the day.
That is weird.
Yeah. Terrible game. I mean, I don't know how they got away with that. Peter Beards' International Football, which probably nobody remembers, that was as a football game.
Oh dear.
Yeah. I think that was done by the same people, the same software company that made Flintstones.
Oh no!
Grand Slam, I think. Grand Slam.
Slam.
Yeah, they bought some right tosh, to be honest with you. But that wasn't even a game.
I'll tell you one thing, Russell. I hate the company called Imagine. Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
They butchered so many licenses. They did butcher Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one from the NES, and it runs like garbage.
Yeah,
so bad.
Well, Activision used to do a similar thing back on the 80s because they had a series of really sort of naff conversions. I mean, they're on a hiding nothing me trying to convert Afterburner, but there was other game. I think it was. Did they do Alter Beast as well?
Yeah.
I mean, Alter Beast on a Commodore 64. Oh god.
Here's the worst casualty for you. Try Outrun on Amiga. It runs like crap.
Yeah, I played Outrun on the 64. That was an interesting experience because you drove the car into the people side of the road and it just sort of stopped, bang. It's like, well,
I know.
It's sometimes you just wonder why they're doing it. Enduro Racer on the Commodore 64.
Enduro Racer. Oh, yeah.
That's a really good game on the Master System because they do it from a slightly different angle. Sort of like isometric one, if you remember that one.
Yes.
But the Commodore 64 version is. There's a really old video on my channel. It's probably about 10 videos from about 2011 where I've actually got some gameplay of that on there. But it's like, it's just not worth firing it up. I'm just trying to think of another one I played recently, which was absolutely terrible. I can't. It was one a couple of weeks ago I played. I thought this is terrible. Why have I put this on? Another one. Yeah, so there's probably about 5 or 6 of those ones there I mentioned, the ones I can think of immediately.
Yeah.
Sort of like Street Fighter 2, I had an absolute hatred for, and probably sits up there with probably my most hated game of all time.
Right. Should we do a reverse question of that same thing? What are the top 10 best games that you play that you like?
Have we done this one already?
Have I done that?
You did that one. I told you Football Manager 2005.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't remember anything else.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I already asked you that. I think I might have jumped in my questions.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay, next question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Sitting here.
Sitting here.
Probably talking to you at the same time.
That's pretty honest.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you. If you'd asked me that question 5 years ago, I would give you the same answer. Okay. I don't know. No idea. Good question. I have no idea.
Yeah, it is very difficult, isn't it?
It's like a job interview. It's like a job interview.
I know, it's okay. But this one is an easy stream. Don't worry.
That's right. Yeah.
There's no markings at the end. Don't worry.
That's okay. That's a relief.
We're going to go back to elementary school again. I think I said all my questions now. So have you got any questions for me?
I mean, probably the reverse of the one you asked me earlier on was like, what's your first, sort of gaming memory?
Gaming memory. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Oh, my favorite gaming memory was playing RoboCop on the Spectrum. Because that game, I was so adored by the simplicity of that machine. I mean, you can only produce bleeps and bloops. I think I had the 48K version, which was obviously the tape deck version by Clive Sinclair. Obviously, you guys know who he is. Yeah, he's a really cool dude, and he was knighted as well, apparently.
That's right. Yes, he was. Yeah.
Which was absolutely fantastic. And then the second one is playing Batman religiously on the Spectrum was my childhood right there.
Was that the isometric Batman or Batman the movie?
The Batman movie version with Tim Burton.
Yeah. I mean, I played that. I got on the Amiga. I mean, that was a fantastic game. The driving level, I mean, it still holds up really well today.
The Amiga version is outstanding. Have you ever played the Amiga version?
Well, I had the Batman pack for when I first got my Amiga, so
yes, of course,
that was probably the first thing that went in there.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean the driving second level driving section. I mean, it was so quick.
Yeah,
and it was like, whoa, it's fastest thing that you'd ever seen on a home system outside of anything outside the arcade. It was brilliant.
Yeah,
yeah.
The Batwing was a fantastic stage. You ever play that? Go get all those balloons and.
Well, a lot of people don't like that because if you go too fast, you incur too much damage.
That's true.
So you have to find the right sort of speed. Right sort of speed, no problem at all. Yeah, I mean that was the same level, but a lot slower. But yeah, you find the right level, you're fine. I mean, that's one of the very few games I actually sort of sat down and can sit down and go through and complete it with no problems at all. I've got the greatest games player in the world. I've got to be honest with you. Other question for you as well is favorite piece of gaming music.
Gaming music. Here we go. Because I've actually been listening to some music today. I like Mega Man 3. Mega Man 2 music as well as Mega Man 3. They've got outstanding variations in quality. And in terms of really good beats, I like them all. Yeah. I'm a huge Mega Man fan, you see.
There we go then. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Resident Evil. Oh, here's a good one, guys. If you go into your Xbox One and PS4, you can buy reimagined music for the Resident Evil 2 remake, and it's absolutely fantastic. I was nerding out for like 2 hours straight. It was so fun. So if you remember playing the PlayStation 1, Capcom has sold a sound file that you pay £2.50 for, and it just basically plays the music. You could change it from remake to the original soundtrack.
That's fantastic.
It is absolutely crazy brilliant. Oh, Peter Delic says Sonic 2 has the best music ever. I agree with that.
Yeah, I remember years and years ago when they were, I think Mean Machines gave away a video. This time we're talking about video cassette. Yes. Of all the games that were coming out on the Mega Drive, and there was a playable level from a level demo of Sonic 2. I think possibly the Chemical Zone.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember which zone it was, but the music on that was like whoa. So I completely agree with that. That's a very good choice.
Mystic Caves soundtrack. Listen to that. Brilliant.
I mean, for me, my favourite piece of music all time is the Ocean Loader.
Cool.
Now, not probably maybe version 4. I think probably my absolute favourite. I used to actually make people load up games on the Commodore 64 just to hear it.
Yeah,
I'm interested in playing the game. That's why they stopped inviting me around after a while. Because all I would do is put that game on and just load it, and I sit there. I think this is the best piece of music. Now I was about 10, 11, 12 at the time. I still think now it's a fantastic piece of music.
Oh yeah, and Ident is a really good soundtrack. That's from Shinobi 3 on the Mega Drive.
Oh yes, yeah, I've known that
That's
one.
An amazing track. Yeah. Especially if it goes down, bam, 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 bam. Yeah.
The original Streets of Rage.
Oh yes, Streets of Rage. Back into the Industry. That's a really good track. I like that one. It goes da 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 ba ba da da.
The great thing, if you've got the original console with the stereo headphones on.
Yeah, I got the original Mega Drive 1 right next to me with the
mine's just behind me over here, so yeah.
I'm trying to think. All hail Masato Kikurimagama. Oh yeah, Masato. Yeah, I like what's his name? Yuji Onaka. Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean that was just sort of, when I first heard that, sort of blew me away. Yeah, that's my Mega Drive. It's got the Master System converter.
Yes,
stuff
I got
inside.
that too.
Yeah.
The Master System converter. I got rid of the Sega Master System too. I didn't see the point in keeping it because then I could put it on my Mega Drive. It's just a lot easier.
Well, that's right. I mean, yeah, they ain't cheap, those converters now. I mean, I got mine, I think, for a tenner.
I think I paid mine £30.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah,
I got mine a good few years ago.
Yeah, yeah, because that's the one you could play the Sega card version. But that's right, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Sega cards. I haven't seen them in the wild of any. I have no luck finding them.
I've never seen one. Never seen one.
The only games I found recently at CX are the Tory Links games. That's it.
Yeah, I've noticed that. You know, I'm about sort of 50, 60 sort of miles away from where you go, around your area.
Yeah.
And I've noticed in my local, it's like loads of Links games. I've never seen so many.
Yeah.
I don't understand where they've all come from.
Yeah, there was a version 1 that was a huge brick. Like it was like this big, and it looked like a big bone. As it were, and the small version looked like a miniature version of the Game Gear, basically. But I like the second version better than the first.
Yeah, I must admit, it was one of those consoles that sort of passed me by. I was more interested with the Game Boy because it was, you know, more software available for it, and you know, those people who like the Links, you know, speak very highly of it, but not for me. But I don't know where all these games have come from. I've never seen so many out and about now.
Oh, to add to your question, the expensive games I used to bought was Operation Wolf on the PC Engine. That game is incredibly expensive, man, to buy. It was apparently I bought it for like £32, 34, I can't remember, but it was quite an expensive game. It's one of those Hue cards. Have you heard of them before?
Yeah, I've heard of those. Yeah. I've never actually sort of played in a PC Engine, but I remember at the time being blown away by the quality of the stuff you saw in the magazines. And how good that console was. I mean, everybody knows the R-Type conversion. That was like, you know, the iconic image back in the day. But I never actually played one. But we used to sit there literally just sort of like 13, 14 years old and seeing that in a magazine, like, wow, this is just completely different.
I just saw a comment saying Nintendo Switch is a rip-off of Game Gear. Yeah, but it doesn't detach like the Game Gear, does it?
Well, no, it doesn't. Yeah.
It's all molded in.
I mean, it's you know, it's a console. So I've sat playing that in the back of a car very comfortably.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is an amazing bit of kit. It really is.
The Nintendo Switch you're talking about, right?
Yeah, the Nintendo Switch. Yeah.
Yeah, I own one of them. Yeah, I adore it. I'm playing a SteamWorld Dig 2. It's a fantastic gem of an Inti tile. You're basically this little dude, you're just going like this. It's like Boulder Dash, but evolved. I really like that game.
Yeah.
And you search for treasure. It's very addictive as well.
I'm going to ask you one more question because you just sort of in my mind there. Least favourite console of all time?
Least favourite console? Oh, I would have to say, oh my goodness. Jaguar 64, because I did not like how Atari made that console. Especially the terms they exposed the cartridge port with no flap, like the Super Nintendo and the Mega Drive, and the games were very lackluster. The only good thing that was coming from Jaguar 64 was Alien vs Predator. That was it for me, I think.
Yeah, I never played on one, so I can't sort of go from that. But I remember seeing the controller for the Jaguar. I was like, what on earth is that?
Yeah,
I mean, the Xbox ones are bad enough, but
I know. It was like a massive telephone controller. You could go, hello, intergalactic aliens, where are you?
That's what I mean, if you pick up an Intellivision controller, it's in those, and then I've got the dial there with the numbers on it. What do I do? Play with it or make a phone call on it? I don't know. It's got a very curly wire coming out of it, so it looks like a flipping phone handset. You could stick that in your car, pretend you got a car phone as you're driving around. You
can take that out. You can apparently put a Sega Mega Drive controller, can't you, for that?
Probably. You can put a Mega Drive controller through anything.
I know. Even Amiga, you can do it.
Yeah,
that's how fantastic the controller was.
Well, I used to play Commodore 64 games on the Mega Drive control pad. You're not meant to because it can actually damage the port. But
oh right, I did not know that.
No. It's like the Spectrum, the 128s. They remapped the ports on the joystick. So because Alan Sugar was selling them at the time, and he wanted to market his own joystick with those. So if you bought a joystick, So I've got a 128. I haven't done a video on that. I've got a 128, and of course all the joysticks I've got will go. So I'm either going to remap the joystick controller, or remap the port.
Wow.
Neither of which I'm going to be particularly doing not be very particularly good at doing something like that. So
here's another bad console I cannot like. I do not stand. I will never buy it. Everyone keeps saying, "Get this 3DO." I don't like the console.
I played on. I mentioned ages ago the guy I bought the Mega Drive off.
Yes,
he bought a 3DO. And it's the only time I've ever played on one. And
this console was £600 when it came out.
Yeah. Why?
I know why.
Why is it 600 quid?
I mean, it could be like gold plated at 3DO. It went, oh, there's your gold plated controller, your gold plated discs.
Exactly. You know, there was nothing that made me sort of. I mean, I think you got Need for Speed, and you got FIFA.
Yeah,
90 something or other. And I was like,
one, wasn't it? Most of the games, 3DO, wasn't it?
Well, I think
Need for Speed.
Yeah, it's something like that. And I was like, it's not exactly sort of meant to be the next generation of graphics blowing me away here. No, it's like, really, it just doesn't look right. No, you're absolutely right. I wouldn't touch one of those with a barge pole.
Do you have another console or handheld you don't like particularly?
The Saturn.
Saturn.
Yeah, I know you've been going through that. We've spoken about this before.
It's okay.
Having a fallout, but now I've been lucky with the Saturns I've had 3 pass through my possession.
Right.
And I think one cost me 10 quid.
Yeah.
One cost me £1, and I think the other one cost me £1 as well. But I just cannot get on with it. It just doesn't inspire me in the slightest.
So
I don't know why.
Are you going to sell your Sega Saturn collection?
Of course not. I've got 20 games for it.
What are those Sega Saturn games that you got on your shelf? I'm quite curious about it.
Well, let me consult my database.
Yeah,
and I shall tell you.
So it looks like you got 20 games so far.
Or is it up there? Right? Yeah, I think there's some loose ones up there as well. But the problem is, I'm not overly picky. I don't like buying loose stuff.
Yeah,
cartridges I can buy loose because I appreciate it's going to be incredibly difficult for me to. If I want a game and it's cheap, I'll buy it, but I'm not going to go and spend an extra 20 quid because it's got a box with it.
Yeah. Do you think it's also the nature of fact that Saturn it's very hard to develop for? That's why there wasn't so many good games, compelling games to play. Do you think? That's
it, and I think if you look around, there's always a lot of crossover between generations and systems. You've got I've said before, I've got on PS2, Wii, and Xbox probably 3 games. Yeah, I've got a version for each one, so there's a crossover on those. So with the Saturn, things like Tomb Raider and whatever on the PS1. So yeah, I'd stick with that, to be honest. Okay. Sorry, it's taking a bit longer. You have to keep filling.
No, that's cool. Yeah. The problem with the Saturn, I feel, was what I don't know if everyone feels the same. There's a lot of arcade ports that went to the Saturn, and they could have had a good Sonic game as well. And I bought Sonic Jam, and Sonic Jam's the good Sonic game, but I like the 3D world. But the other games, I've already got them on the Mega Drive.
Well, I mean, Sonic for me should be always, like Sonic. What's that new one's come back? Chaos, isn't it? Sonic Chaos.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what Sonic should be.
Yeah.
I'm not playing Sonic.
The Game Gears and the Master System version of Sonic's you recommend, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
not the other platforms.
And Sonic Mania, the one that's just come out.
Yeah, I love that game.
Yeah, superb game, and that's how Sonic should be. Side on 2D. That's how it is. I played Sonic Generations, which I didn't mind because it went between both.
Yeah,
and I really like that game. But you try and play something like I can never get on with the Sonic Adventure and things like that.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem right to me.
The 3D gimmick never worked with Sonic games. It's always better in 2D.
Exactly. Some things need to stay as they were meant to be.
Exactly. If Christian Whitehead was watching this, please make Sonic Mania 2, please. Please.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's sold really well. Everyone's feedback has been really good about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I don't know why they ever moved out of there. You can see why they did.
Yeah.
Because you want to try something different, or go with what the technology was going. But now you want to keep it as it is. Don't stray from the formula. It works.
Exactly.
I mean, that's why they never made a 3D Dizzy game.
Oh man, yeah, they should.
Yeah,
I love the Oliver twins. They're fantastic work.
But the success of that again is sort of like 2D. If you try to do something different, I don't know. Right, those Saturn games.
Yeah.
Right. This is probably the most uninspiring list of Saturn games ever, but here we go.
It's okay.
Okay, Actua Golf.
That's a pretty good game.
I don't mind golf games, actually. I didn't like Actua Soccer, but Actua Golf, I don't know.
I think golf was better than soccer, to be honest.
Yeah, the soccer game. Try playing those again now. Oh, God. Alien Trilogy.
Very good.
That's the first game I had on the PlayStation 1.
Yep.
Athlete Kings.
Yes, I got that one. Very good game.
Yeah. BAM Machine Head.
That one I haven't got yet.
It's yours for a price. Command and Conquer.
Good game.
I've got quite a few of those.
Yeah. That was a PC conversion, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah. Crime Wave.
Crime Wave. Oh yeah, yeah. Crime Wave. Yes. Yes.
Croc.
Croc. Oh, was that the Croc, Legend of the Gobbos?
Yes, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was on Saturn, wasn't it, and PlayStation.
Yeah. Destruction Derby.
The first one.
Yeah, first one, which I also
got because there was no sequel after that. It went to PlayStation, didn't it?
That's right. Yeah, I prefer the first game actually.
Yeah, I got the second one on PlayStation. I like. I hate the menu music. It's absolutely scary. It's like ding ding, and then it goes this dum effect. It scares me shitless every time.
I mean, it's a great idea for a game, but the sequel, it wasn't quite the same as the original.
Did you used to play Wipeout by any chance?
Yeah. I've played Wipeout across so many different sort of PS1, PS2, PS3.
Yeah.
I didn't like Wipeout when I first played it. I had a demo of it at the time, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I found the controls were so awkward.
Yeah, the fact you would just sort of go into the side and he would just stop.
Yes. No.
Yeah, I mean, for me, sort of driving games like that, I just like put my foot down and go in. So you used to go to flying up corners and things like that, or crash into the wall, but you still go. We Wipeout, you sort of crash and then it stopped. And like, but the music on those games made it. You just sort of forget where you were and just lose yourself in what's going on.
Yes. I just got a comment I'll mention now. Animaniacs, the cartoon is the best cartoon ever. I totally agree because Steven Spielberg is an amazing director.
Well, he is, but you think he did Tiny Toon Adventures as well,
and that one too. Yes,
at the same time. So during that period, it was where he got involved in the animation. He dipped into other things. If you remember, he did Boom Blocks.
Yes, and Freakazoid. I love that show.
Yeah, Freakazoid. Pinky in the Brain.
Yes.
So he sort of dipped into all that. So Tiny Toon Adventures, I used to love watching that.
Yeah, especially was it Lil Daffy? Was his Daffy Duck's
Plucky Duck?
Plucky Duck, thank you.
Yeah, like you say,
it had that giant head in the intro. It just made me laugh every time.
Yeah. I mean, the Animaniacs absolutely right from that guy was saying there. It's one of the most imaginative cartoons there was at the time. It was just great stuff.
Oh, if you can find out on YouTube, there's actually a scene. They did a spoof of Alien versus Predator. Go and watch it.
Right.
It's funny as hell. they hold hands together, stop kissing.
Well, the great thing about all Tiny Toons and Animaniacs is there were some decent games they brought out for them.
Yeah, the Super Nintendo's fantastic version.
Yeah, there was two. I think there were two different versions which came out on the Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo Tiny Toons, which were completely different. Absolutely brilliant. I remember playing the one on the Mega Drive, but also the Animaniacs one. I think it was a PlayStation 2 game came out for it as well.
Yes. What was that called? I know. Do you know what that game is called?
I think one of them was called The Great Edgar Hunt. I'm not sure Edgar Hunt. I'm not sure whether that was the first one which came out on SNES or whether it was the one that came out on PlayStation 2. I keep meaning to pick it up, but I can't find it. Yeah,
I love to get hold of the Super Nintendo version of Animaniacs because I've been dying to play that game. Never got a chance.
Yeah, I didn't. No, did I play it? No, I didn't play that one. No. Well, I've watched a lot of videos on it because it's the sort of thing I would quite happily spend a few hours playing.
Interesting.
Yes. Die Hard Trilogy?
Yes, I got that on PlayStation.
What was your favourite section of that?
I like the sequel one, Die Harder. You know, when you do the light gun. The airport scene, I always like. That's my favorite level all the time. That was also in the demo disc, guys, in the original PlayStation magazine.
If anybody admits to owning to liking Part 3, the we sort of driving around the cart on the.
Oh, I find that super hard. It just turns me off.
I find it super dull. It's horrible. It really. I tried to play it again about 3-4 months ago, and it just doesn't work now. The second section by far stands out above everything else. First section's all right. It's a bit naff, but the second one.
Die Hard, a trilogy too. I actually own that now, and it's bad as hell. But I had to go with it. I was like quite keen. I went, shoot light guns was crap. You had to go in the options to say I want light gun support. But in the original, you just getting a gun, boom, you could go into it.
Yeah. It
just made my life more difficult, and it was in the Nevada desert. And then I thought, I
always just play Die Hard trilogy, the second section with the controller. Old school.
Oh, if you're curious, I've actually did a playthrough on my channel of Die Hard 2. Check that out if you want.
Yeah, I think I watched that one. I think that's when I first came across your channel. So.
Oh, did you? Is that how you found me? I was just curious about that. Actually.
It just rings a bell now you said it. I thought.
Die Hard rings a bell. There you go, fans.
I should have engraved there or something like that. But I mean, I might not have commented at the time, but certain things, sort of bring people's attention, and then you sort of keep watching, and then you start commenting. So probably was that one. Rings a bell.
Yeah, amazing. People can find out your channel by exposing yourself to the world, isn't it?
Well, exposing in certain ways, yes.
In good positive ways.
Yes, in good positive ways, yes, yeah. Otherwise, you have to put the 18 certificate up beforehand, and then you get lost.
Yeah, you've got to pay me money, like $1.50 to watch me.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, I'll probably get about £2.75, but there we go. Let me just try and rattle these off. If it's
can I ask you a question? I forgot to ask you this.
Go on.
Favorite movie? Favorite comedy?
What, film or TV?
Film or TV. Yes.
Film. Oh, probably The Naked Gun.
Excellent choice, Liam Neeson. Oh my God, what a legend!
Yeah, I mean that was Leslie Nielsen, wasn't it?
Leslie Nielsen.
Nielsen. Yeah. No. You've ever seen the TV series Police Squad?
Yes, I've seen that.
Yes. I mean that program got cancelled because the American audiences didn't understand it.
Yeah, that's why they made it into Naked Gun trilogies, and then everyone, I get it. It's a big joke now.
Yeah. So I mean that first film, I think that's probably probably Animal House, and possibly there's something about Mary Not Far Behind It.
John Belushi, I miss the guy. What a great.
I mean, he's off the wall in that film. Absolutely off the wall.
What was it? Toga.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a great film. It's really, really funny, and some of the jokes still nowadays just make you laugh.
Oh, can I tell you something? A really interesting fact, guys, as well as for him. Did you know John Belushi was a spirit ghost for Slimer, the original concept, and Slimer is basically John Belushi.
I'd heard something about that. Yeah,
that's what I heard, and it's true.
Oh, right.
Really nice tribute to the great deceased actor.
Well, that's right. I mean, if you think of the people who were involved in Ghostbusters, we're sort of very. I mean, Dan Aykroyd was his comedy partner for years, anyway. So.
Ghostbusters 3 is definitely happening, and they're going to bring the original cast back. I'm so excited for this. Have you heard about that?
I haven't heard about that. No, I haven't forgiven for Ghostbusters 2 yet.
Yeah.
I didn't. I must be honest with you. I didn't not like the all-female Ghostbusters. I thought that was pretty good.
Oh, I hated it.
Okay, beg to differ on that one.
I'm going to call him right now. If you're watching this, Paul Figroll. There you go. He was an absolute idiot director. He basically he turned down so many fans true script of what Ghostbusters 3 should be about. It should have been about basically the old guys handing the powers to new people. New generation. They didn't do that, did they?
I think if they hadn't called it Ghostbusters, it'd be called something else. It might have, not got the, in my opinion, the unwarranted flack it has done.
Yeah. Could you imagine female Extreme Busters or something like that.
Yeah, that's or Ectoplasm Warriors or something, I don't know. That one's obviously copyright. If anybody to use that one,
3D goes splat in your face like that.
That's it. And if on the other side, I think favorite TV comedy of all time, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. For me, I'm not a big fanish.
Oh right, no. I mean,
some episodes where he gets like into trouble, like he goes, "Yeah, my argument's valid than yours," and I'll just go like, "No, thanks." There's one particular TV program I still love to this day is Red Dwarf.
Yeah, I mean, it lost its way a bit.
Yeah, I think a little bit.
Yeah, I don't mind the new series. A lot of people don't like the new series. I think they're okay. The ones that have been on Dave, but probably from about was it 7 and 8, I think it was.
Yeah,
when they started putting it on the film rather than in front of the studio audience.
Yes,
I lost a bit of interest.
And the fan base skipped 9 to 10. Everyone was screaming, saying, "Bring back season 9!" But it's meant to be a joke.
The books are really good. If you've not read the books, they are really good.
I am gonna hunt for those books. Robert Linden, is it? What's his name?
Rob Naylor.
Doug
Naylor and Rob Grant.
Naylor, that's it. Yeah.
I think they've one called Last Human. I've got them somewhere. I'm not to hand, obviously, but if you can pull those out, you'll read them and then you'll recognise some of the storylines from the episodes and how they sort of took those out there and create the story around it for the books. Pretty brilliant.
Did you see the 4-part version they did? The one they did a spoof of Blade Runner.
Yes, I think I did.
Yeah, that was quite funny. I really enjoyed that one.
I must admit,
I think it's called.
Yes, yeah, but a lot of people didn't like that.
Yeah, they got a lot of backlash. I mean, I'm a huge fan. Can't complain.
No, I think it was all right by me, but I mean, a lot of people, and you get things like fan base. You can upset fan base and things like that, and they do tend to go off. It's like the Doctor Who fan base.
Yeah,
not knocking Doctor Who fans because I used to be a massive Doctor Who fan when I was a kid.
I've actually met Robert Linden at Play.com conference once. That was a really good meet. I had a good chat chatting to him. I said to him the most crucial question: "Are you going to do the Red Dwarf movie?" And he says, "No, we're not going to do it." That's how I found out they're not going to make the movie. It's a shame, really.
Well, at least you heard it from the horse's mouth,
which is good.
Well, yeah, from somebody else, half the time, and they're going to do this and they're going to do that, and never end up doing it,
But I think more fans will want their movie, don't they? Of Red Dwarf. I know the League of Strawberry Gentlemen have done a movie. Why not Red Dwarf? But
how many of those films have sort of been successful? Does it need a film?
Yeah, that's the crucial question, isn't it? Of all time.
I mean, if you go back to the 70s, literally every famous sitcom had a film version, and they were always toned up because they can get away with more in the cinema. But they were never as good. Yeah.
Mrs. Boyles is definitely one of those with movies I've seen, and it's absolutely awful. Have you seen that?
Which one's that one, sorry?
Mrs. Boyles, she's basically the guy dresses up a woman.
Oh, Mrs. Brown.
Mrs. Brown, sorry.
Yeah, Mrs. Brown, yeah.
Yeah, and they did a movie version, and they put the outtake in the actual movie. I went, what?
Yeah, I can honestly say that that's a program that I shall never be watching. I've seen clips of it, I've seen bits of it, and I'm like, no.
It's like, oh, I made a shirt, and I go like, oh, come on, no. I don't, stereotyping of Irish people, it's a bit strange, isn't it?
It was like Absolutely Fabulous. People, used to love that, and I said, I just can't see the appeal in like old women getting drunk and falling over. I can see that any night at the pub. I don't need it in my living room. Thank you very much.
What is your opinion about Monty Python? Do you like the show and the movies?
Monty Python, I'm a huge fan of. Yeah, I mean, some of the TV stuff is absolutely brilliant. I've actually got the box set, but I've got the sort of like 5-tiered one.
Right,
which Claire bought me for Christmas a number of years ago. So it's got like the TV series, all the films in it. There's like the collected best ofs, and then there was a T-shirt, and an inflatable dead parrot in there as well.
Oh yeah, from the shop. It's like, this parrot is quite dead. Are you sure?
Yeah. I mean, the only film I didn't really like was The Meaning of Life because it was too inconsistent, and I think most Python fans will probably sort of go with that. There's some really good bits in it, but as a film, it doesn't quite hold together.
I like the meaning of life song. It is the meaning of life. Boom.
Yeah, I mean that's a. I mean, Life of Brian. I mean, I saw that because that was banned for years. Anybody knows about it. And then I saw that when Channel 4 did its band season, probably about mid-90s, early 90s, something like that. And that was the first time it'd been shown on television.
I like it. That wee little bunny rabbit killed all your men.
That's the Holy Grail, that one. That's all, yeah. The Life of Brian, the Jesus one.
Yes.
Or not the Jesus one, as it
was. I know. Obviously they angered apparently one of the bishops as well, because they did an interview with John Cleese and Michael Palin.
That was right, yeah.
That was really gripping. And John Cleese was saying, "Shut it down. We're not. This is a spoof, not a real duplicable life of Jesus Christ, isn't it?"
Yeah, people just made their own opinion. I mean, some people didn't even see the film and they'd already made their mind up about it. Some councils decided to ban it before they'd even seen it.
I know. I saw it on the documentary on the actual DVD. That really fascinated me. Did you buy the DVD version of Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Because it's really fascinating. Watch on
there's a lot of good stuff on those. Yeah, I mean, I probably have done, yes. But I've seen a lot of programs about it. There was another one. Well, a couple of years back, they did look at a dramatisation on BBC 4. So highbrow, aren't we? You know, and that was a really good one as well. And that sort of focused on that whole sort of Life of Brian period. So yeah, I mean they're really good. But Monty Python, absolute fan of some of that stuff. Probably my favourite one was the fitness instructor who attacks other people with fruit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, John Cleese in that just goes off the other end, and you can sort of see Basil Fawlty in him right there and then. Even though it's at least 5 years before they started doing that, and you can just see how he is. And there's the other one in the restaurant as well, where they got the dirty fork.
Oh yeah. Do you know how much I spend my life cleaning this web thick?
That's it. And then John Cleese comes out as the cook at the end and sort of like puts the meat cleaver and goes, "You bastards!" And you can just see the whole filthy thing coming out in there. Yeah. I'm pleased you enjoyed that. I wasn't aware of that.
Well, there you go. We learn something at each other about it. I'm so glad you like the Amiga though, because I was going to talk to you about that, because the Amiga is one of my favorite computers ever, and that's the only console. Sorry, that's the only computer I bought. I didn't meant to say console, guys. I meant to say computer was Amiga. My first one I bought was the Spectrum, 48K, then the Amiga, then the Mega Drive, and that was it basically for me.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, don't forget, back in the day, did your Amiga come with like 512 or was it 1 meg?
512.
Yeah, because you had to buy the extra 512 upgrade to increase it to 1 meg.
Yes. I said that to my dad. I said, we've got to upgrade the computer. But he says, no, just keep it the way it is. No, that's fine. That's when it crashed. And then we had that red light of death on my old Amiga 500.
Oh, right.
And then we had to go and replace it again.
Yeah, because we obviously didn't have the same dad, but my dad was exactly the same thing. So it's like, no, I'm not spending 25 quid to upgrade. That'd be stupid. You know, like, what?
I know.
Yeah.
Well, apparently with the old Amigas, you can actually put CD drives on it, I've heard.
1200, I think, probably.
1200, yes.
I've got 1200.
Yeah, 1200, that's right. Because they did the CD32, basically. That's when they went, aha, the CD32 will be a Amiga 1200 in a console. I remember owning one of those consoles. And I'll tell you what, guys, I actually had it freezed up on me one time, and it locked me out, and I couldn't switch it on. It just broke on me. I just went, what the hell is the point of Commodore releasing this CD-based console when it only had ports of libraries from the 1200 to a CD format? I didn't see the... Do you know what I mean? It didn't work. That's why they went under. And
I mean, the biggest waste of time was the 500 plus.
I used to own that as well. The 500 plus was actually improved the loading times, didn't it, of the original? Didn't it?
I don't. It's sort of like the 32X of the Amiga world. In fact, it didn't really need it, and it probably killed everything else that followed it. I think when Sega did that, they bolted that onto the Mega Drive. And then when the Saturn came out, the Saturn didn't work because people were cheesed off because of the 32X. And I think that was probably what happened with the Amiga. You went from the 500, then to the 500 plus, and the 600.
My old school had the old 600.
You went to a very posh school. We didn't have anything like that at my school.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
What did you have at school?
Steam-driven BBC micros, I think.
BBC micros. Oh my god, nostalgia overload. I had that same one at school. I remember. I don't know what the game was called, but it was like there was bombs coming down. You had to type it out, the letters, and if you, the little vehicle goes beep 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 beep, and it does this weird explosion. It's so much fun.
I don't remember the ones because my parents were teachers, so they used to every summer. My dad used to bring home a BBC micro.
Chucky Egg.
Chucky Egg. The only game I can remember on that one was Granny's Garden.
Ah,
no, that was like an educational game,
right?
But it sort of lingers longer in the memory if you've ever played it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'd just like to shout out to a subscriber, Nintendo PlayStation. Hello, man. Guys, have you got any questions for the Retro Bear, also known as Russell?
Yeah,
let me know in the comments and I'll say the questions if they get one. Anything else you got to ask me?
I don't think there is. I mean, just trying to think of some top of my head. One console that you don't own, which you wish you had?
Neo Geo CD.
The what?
Neo Geo CD.
Oh, the Neo Geo CD. So yeah, sorry, yeah.
I'm sorry, the Neo Geo console version of the cartridge version. Is it?
Yeah.
Yes. MVS.
Yeah, I remember the Neo Geo because we used to look at the price of those when we used to, because that was the thing when Mega Drive first came available on a grey import. Do you remember that too? And grey import.
Grey import. What do you mean by grey import?
Well, because at the time it wasn't available, not say legally over here. You had to import it in from either America or Japan. But they used to call them grey imports back in the day.
Oh,
and of course, being schoolboys, we had no idea what a grey import was. We thought because it was black, we were going to get a grey version.
Oh, see.
But we also used to see the same magazines, and this would have been CMVG or Mean Machines, advertising the Neo Geo.
Yeah.
At like 450 quid, with each game costing 225 quid. And like, what?
I know. It's outrageous, the price.
But they were actual sort of like arcade quality games.
The some were charging like $2,000 to start with, I remember. I went, what are you trying to do?
We laughed at the 3DO earlier, but I mean, that's probably the only other time I can sort of think of something that I looked at and thought, what the heck?
Yeah. The first Neo Geo CD is the worst one. I remember at school, my friend used to own one, and it took like 5 minutes to load one screen. I just went, this is dumb. But they did the next version plus. I love to hunt for it if I can find it because it's got a faster loading time. I can't remember what console it's called. If you know what it is, I think I might know what it is. What is it called? But it's like it's got a grey box design and it looks like a toilet seat that you just lift up and down. And if you guys know in the comments what it is, let me
help us out because I've got no idea what you're on about.
I'll tell you. I'll go on Safari and I'll tell you. Neo Geo CD2.
You don't need to go on Safari. Just sit there and use a computer.
I know. I've got a smartphone, which is good. CD console. It'll tell me now, I think. Yeah. CD system. Oh my god, it's £235 on eBay.
Is that good or bad?
Well, there's a cheaper one, £167 if you want to get one of them.
So yeah, okay, so somewhere in between.
Oh, here we go. Neo Geo CDZ. That's the
CDZ.
one.
Oh, right.
It's basically. I'll show you now. If you can see it on my webcam. If I could bring it up. 5 seconds later. That's the.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the second version. It's got faster loading time. £379. That's not too bad, is it?
Yeah. 379.
Yeah, 379.
Cool. Yeah, that'll take me a year to spend that.
Price for a PS4 is ridiculous, isn't it? And Xbox One.
Well, yeah. I mean, I paid £199 for my PS4, so I didn't do too bad out of that.
Where did you? 190? What? Really?
No, can't have been. I might be telling a lie there. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I got it in a deal with my phone.
Oh, okay.
No, probably not. Probably close to 300. I can't remember anyway.
300.
I don't know. It's all money to me. I don't really care.
So, what is the one rare game that you love to own
I would just love to own something one day where I can sort of astound people and go, haha, look at that.
Yeah.
I don't know really. Just something like, I mean, there is, you know, I look at, there's a copy of R-Type 3 on the SNES in my CEX.
Okay.
It's about 100 quid, but I think I look at something like, you know, one day I'd like to own something like that. And looking behind your ear to your Super Metroid thing behind you.
Oh, that's a picture frame.
Yeah, yeah, but again, something like that, you know, the sort of box version or something like that would be really nice to own.
Yeah, I seen that one today for 60 quid at my shop that I go to.
Yeah,
That's the movie shop in Sheffield.
Oh, right.
But the box is a little bit tattered around the edges, so depends what you want, isn't it?
As I said before, I ain't fussy about that. As long as, you know, you've got bits missing off it, I don't mind. Or, you know, walk out the shop and it slides out the box down the drain, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to own Little Samson on the NES. Have you heard of Little Samson?
I've heard of the game, but I don't know much about it beyond the name, really.
It's crazy expensive to buy. It's apparently worth about average. Let me just find out how much it is now. Little Samson on eBay. It's quite expensive. It's the most sought after game ever made. Samson, because due to the poor sales of the NES version, it didn't make any money back. That's why it's super rare now.
Well, that's again a good thing to look for. Is, you know, the games that don't have a particularly big print run, and they tend to sort of hold their value or increase in value. Yeah,
that's right.
I mean, I think the one that really interested me was Tatsunoko versus Capcom on the Wii.
Oh,
that didn't get a particularly good run, and the same with Muramasa the Demon Blade.
Oh yes,
a lot of people for some reason just didn't promote that in this country.
Yeah.
And I really like that game. It's a wonderful styling. They left all the original Japanese voiceover in it with English subtitles.
Yes.
But it's a bit dull to play, I'll be honest with you.
Fair enough. Yeah. I've just seen one from Spain. It's for £349.67. That's complete.
Good grief.
That's mad.
I can dream about that. But I'm happy with my lot. You know, I know I've got bits and pieces for everything.
Yeah.
And within those bits and pieces, there are, you know, certain things of value, and there are certain things which are quite common. And I'm happy with that. You know, if you've got a few games here and there which are worth a few quid or become collectible, great. I've always said, if I'm buying stuff for like 50p a quid, and you know, in 5-10 years' time, it's, you know, it's doubled in value, then that means, you know, that adds a huge amount to just the collection. So, yeah, I know a lot of people like to chase it, but it's not something I can do because of the cost involved. I couldn't go and sort of drop 360 quid in the game. I'd be looking for somewhere to live if I was doing that.
Yeah, it's like you said before, you know, you have to put it on the shelf, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't want to play it.
Then you wouldn't want to play it and damage your pins and stuff. Especially the 72 pin collector can be really bad.
Yeah.
Nintendo Play Slash is a question to you. What is your favorite console? I think you said it, didn't you?
Favorite console? Did I say what it was? I think I gave you my top 10.
Did you say Mega Drive, right?
The Mega Drive is my absolute favorite of all time.
Yeah, I think
which is going to disappoint a Nintendo fan, but yeah, my Mega Drive is my absolute favorite. Again, I don't know. I think it's just something about the look of the console, the quality of the games that were there at the time, because that was, you know, you've been used to watching, you know, looking at the NES and the Master System, and 8-bit systems for, you know, a long part of our childhood. When something like the Mega Drive came along, and bearing in mind the Amiga at that time was probably going towards its peak.
Yes,
that was what we sort of held it against. Then there was the arcades.
Yes, of course.
The Mega Drive sort of went somewhere between the two, and sort of really sort of blew it away. And of course, it was cartridge based as well, so with no loading or anything like that. So excessively expensive games at the time. You look at the price value you're paying for them, but as a console, it was just absolutely fantastic.
The Amiga computer for Final Fight took, I think it was like 6 to 8 discs to load one level. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, the disc swapping itself was bad enough. You played on like Monkey Island.
Oh, Monkey Island, there was more, wasn't it? Was it 12? I think
Monkey Island 2, I think it's 12. I've got the 12 disc version. Well, you needed 2 disc drives, so you had to fork out another 80-90 quid to get a second disc drive, and even then you have to keep swapping the discs around.
It's ridiculous.
Like, you know, please the disc 306 into the disc drive, you know.
I know. Please insert disc 5, disc 7, disc 8, and it goes on and on and on. It's ridiculous.
And I mean, no wonder games used to take, years to complete back in the day. I mean, I've sort of gone about, the fact that games nowadays. I was speaking to a comment to a girl on YouTube the other day that she loves playing retro games, but she's no good at them. I said, well, the great thing about it is back then, when games were made, they were made to be a challenge.
Yes.
And now the modern generation probably have difficulty playing those games because the games nowadays are infinite continues and respawn points and all sorts of bits and pieces. So many games nowadays were like one hit death.
I know. Or back in the day.
Yeah, or the thing that I used to hate the most, please rewind the cassette. It's like, what? No.
Oh, yeah, when you get to a boss. Rewind, please.
Yeah, multi-load games. Load one level in, go to the next level, finish that level, load the next one in, and then die on that level. We're going to rewind the tape to get back to where you were before.
Oh, Street Fighter 2 on the Amiga is a terrible game.
It's one of those games that I mentioned Afterburner should never have been converted to a home system until they did the HD remake, which was about 10 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
You should not be converting Street Fighter 2 to the Amiga.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I mean,
two buttons and one joystick doesn't work.
Yeah, no. Well, you look at the SNES. It's 2 shoulder buttons, 4 buttons. 2 shoulder buttons, 4 buttons. How are you going to put that onto? You got. I used to laugh at my friend who used to play. I can't remember what game it was now.
Yeah.
On the Commodore 64, and he had to press spacebar to fire a grenade. Can't remember what game it was. So what he used to do was put the keyboard on the floor,
right,
and play with his joystick, and then tap his foot to press the grenade.
You had to be Hug McGandy and go like, "I'll do it once." Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm moaning today about the amount of buttons you need to. I mean, you need more than 2 hands to play games now. That's what I do anyway. But then we had 1 joystick and you had 1 button, possibly 2 if you were lucky.
Oh, wow.
Oh, greatest controller of all time.
Greatest controller. Oh, that's a great one. Ah, here it comes. Here it comes. Super Nintendo controller, of course.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. So that's a good one. My favourite of all time has got to be the Zipstick Pro.
Zipstick Pro. Ooh.
I had with the Amiga, which was basically a black joystick.
Oh, yes.
And with the 2 yellow fire buttons on it.
Yes, I had that one. I had that exact same one.
Yeah. Best controller ever.
I love this. I love the little multi-clicks it does. Go click, 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 click. Then 2 big fat yellow buttons. Yes, exactly what you said.
With the old suction pads to stick on top of the surface, so you can play joystick waggling games like and things like that.
I used to own the Mega Drive Mega version of that. Do you remember that one? I think it was called Pro something, Competition Pro.
Oh yes, yeah,
and it had different buttons similar to the Mega Drive, but they did it like that way instead of.
Did you ever see at the time when they came out the limited edition joysticks where they got like a Terminator, a skull, and an alien?
I saw that one. Yeah,
completely unpractical.
I know, it's too big.
Yeah, and there was another one as well, which I think was I think the Speed King.
Speed King,
which was like a red control, which used to sit in your hand like that.
Right.
It'd be moulded so you could put your fingers around it.
Similar to the Power Glove-ish, is it?
Well, it was a controller. It was like a joystick, but the base was there, and it'd be moulded down the side. You put your fingers in. Right. And it would have a joystick in the middle and a fire button. But you'd hold it in that hand, and it just that doesn't seem right.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. And I thought they never sold very well, I don't think. But I've never known anybody who said that's one of their best, methods of controlling games.
Well, we've got good news. Nintendo PlayStation has got to check out your channel now.
Oh, it's very good of you. Thank you very much indeed.
He's the first guy who actually interviewed on my channel as well.
Oh, I remember you mentioned that. Yes, I didn't see that one. I must be honest with you. But,
yeah, it's up on my channel if you want to watch that, of course.
Did you go on as long as we have?
I don't know. I think it was probably about the same time as this. I think about 2 hours.
Because I mean, even though we had the full start, we've been knocking on nearly 2 hours here, which is great. I mean, it's I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah, that's really good.
I was going to ask you about those pictures in the background.
What, the Paul McCartney and Bono?
Is that who they are?
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry,
sorry, I'm trying to get my fingers right.
okay.
That's Paul McCartney. That's Kirk Hammett from Metallica, my hero.
Oh, right.
That one there's Solid Snake from the Ghost Babel on the Game Boy.
I'm with you, yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah.
They say Bono, yeah, I can see that. I didn't know it's Paul McCartney.
Yeah, it's the camera. It's flipped the image. It's a bit strange. It's a bit distorted. It's supposed to flip the other way, but this is the problem with the webcams. I created those free using ArtRage on my PC and iPad.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, thank you. I'm actually an artist as well, so I love creating stuff.
Well, there you go. There you go. Oh, that's really good.
Thank you.
I've got absolutely no artistic bones in my body. So I'm when I was stuff like that at school, painting and artwork and things like that, perception. And, I could draw something, it would just look like completely flat.
Can I say one thing I really like about your channel? You do this movie style intro. When you get that silent pause and then you start the video. Yeah, I love those things. You should keep doing that.
I keep wondering how to improve it, but I mean, like I said, I've got no sort of artistic design. So the title card that goes up every week is nothing. I mean, I've done that myself.
Yes.
And I like the idea of a silent intro and then come straight into the thing. I keep thinking I should get a bit of music in there, and I thought, well, I go back to what I said earlier, overproducing it. I don't want to be overproduced, and a better word, be slick. I prefer to be rough and ready, and this is how it is.
How about Streets of Rage music for your intro?
Would I get sued for it?
Nah, not by Sega. Sega are awesome.
Are they?
Yeah, it's because I know Nintendo.
Would that stand up in court?
Okay. Well, I put my Streets of Rage 2 intro music in my trailer, so I didn't get any copyright claims, so it should be fine.
I could try and do something like that. Certainly, it's something I'd like to have a little bit of polish to it, but not too much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good because it's good to keep the stuff you like, and then you can add increments later if you want to in your channel, which is the beauty of channel growth, isn't it? Just experiment and see what works, and then try something else.
Well, that's it. I mean, since I started, I mean, I've added, the scrolling graphics and the collection stats throughout it, and bits and pieces, and the title card, and the end bits and finish. So from where I started, it sort of progressed from there, and I'd like to do a bit more to it. So yeah, we could probably do something like that.
Do you know what? I would like to do something in the future where we can add Nintendo PlayStation to the chat as well.
Well, that would be good.
He's a really nice fella. He's from Scotland. And he's his channel. He told me he he got the idea from a prototype as his channel name. The Nintendo PlayStation console. Yeah. That's what he made with Nintendo. That's how he got his channel name. So it's really, really clever.
How did you get yours?
Oh yes, I'll tell you that. I've watched a lot of Bill and Ted and Wayne's World movies, and then I influenced rock and heavy metal into video games, and that's how I became Retrodude.
It's simple. That's a bit. It's. I just wonder how some people get hold of things like. I mean, with mine, it was like retro because not just the games, because I sort of have a hankering back to the past when things seem to be much better. And the bear side of it, well, as you can see, more hair than you can.
Well, we got a new one from Russia. Hello, how do I pronounce your name? MI7Har.
MI7Har. Oh, right. Well,
do you see it on your chat? Sorry, I forgot to ask you.
I haven't got mine open, so.
Oh yeah.
Bear in mind, we got this far. I think we've done pretty well.
Yeah.
What happened earlier,
Yeah, this has been a really fantastic interview. I'm glad we're doing this chat now, and it's good to get insight about your channel. It's really fascinating.
Well, it is, and one of the great things about what I sort of come across and think is sometimes there's a story behind it.
Yes,
and the story adds to it, so it's not just me buying games.
Yeah,
if you've got a little bit of a story behind it, which sort of helps, and or something fascinating that goes along with it, it adds to that as well. And I mean, I'll be honest, it's been absolutely brilliant sitting here talking to you. It's been fantastic. I've really enjoyed it, and I really appreciate the offer to do this. And I would hope that if you're in agreement with this, we can maybe do this a bit more regular.
Yeah.
What we would talk about, I don't know.
Just got to think, what topics can we talk about?
Well, we can just call it something, and I mean,
now to generations or something, or whatever.
Yeah, what it could be absolutely anything. We could just pick a topic and say, okay, we'll do a video in 2 weeks' time on this topic or that topic. Couple of topics, and we'll go away and have a think about it, and then
I tell you what, guys, if you want to be involved in Google Hangouts, let me know as well.
Yeah,
I'll bring Nintendo PlayStation around. We could talk about gaming related topics, because I think with Nintendo PlayStation we had really good talks about most of the things like corruption, about loot boxes, and EA being absolute dickheads now.
EA, they've been dickheads for years.
Apparently they're sinking a ship now. They're losing money. They're losing. Casual players are going bye-bye. Hardcore players are going bye-bye.
What you got to remember is when they first started, they were in the market for sort of like role-playing games like The Bard's Tale, and one of the early games I played was F-18 Interceptor on the Amiga.
Oh,
that was the sort of stuff they were before they became the sort of sports game juggernauts of the mid-90s. And then completely sort of like took over gaming. And we obviously had the incident with Battlefront 2, didn't we, where they were sort of charging. And they've been at it for years. So I don't think there'll be too many tears shed if something seriously goes wrong there.
Oh, Nintendo PlayStation says yes, he's up for it. He says, yeah, sounds good, man.
That's super. We'll have to make a date.
Right. Oh, here's a good one we could do, actually. We could talk about from old generation video games compared to modern video games now. What is the big difference from, because we have obviously loot boxes now, which is actually legal now in Belgium. Have you heard about that?
I've seen lots of people opening boxes on YouTube.
Yeah, I hate loot boxes and microtransactions. Oh yes, that's a good thing we should talk about. The state of microtransactions, what is doing it to our youth, because it's damaging us actually, because we surrender our wallets, and then what happens when they go switch offline, with the servers?
Well, exactly. I mean, I've only ever paid once for downloadable content.
Once. What was that for?
That was for one of the Guitar Hero games on the PlayStation 3, and it was the Creedence Clearwater Revival Pack. Because I thought that'd be a good one to pick up, and I like the music from going back, really classic old tunes from the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
So that's the only time, it cost me £3. That's the only time I paid for downloadable content. I have played Pac-Man Championship Edition DX on the PlayStation 3, but neither I've paid for that.
You can get that on the Nintendo Switch now.
I love play. I actually got really good at that.
Me too. I love it.
Yeah, and some of my scores at the time were sort of like in the top 500 or something like that, or 250. So
there you go.
Yeah,
that's what you could do actually as your channel. I'll definitely watch that. You playing Pac-Man the Championship. I love it.
Do you know? I played that again a few weeks ago. And my reactions have gone. my reaction times have gone. I just sort of looked at some of my old times, scores, and I thought, how the heck did I manage to get that score back then? It must have been a good sort of 4 or 5 years since I played it.
Yeah,
getting back there slowly, but yeah, I mean, if I can get that sorted out, I'd like to try and do that, certainly.
Awesome. Yeah, just got 2 questions here. Yeah, if RE2 shows us loot boxes are not needed, of course they know that it's just greedy. Yes, exactly. Very right, Nintendo PlayStation. Capcom has actually proven now you're going to get free DLC if you bought the game, which I think is fantastic. They're going to add 3 more stories. It's basically ghost campaigns for free.
Yeah, but why should they? Why should it be charged in the first place? It should be free. They should be releasing games with bits missing out of it.
I know. This is why I hate about the collector's edition. I can't despise collector's editions. Why do they do that?
I mean, you can't release a game.
It's like a complete edition with all the DLC extras. Why?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't get this back in the day. You released a complete game.
Yeah,
it was there, and I first came across patching when. Things like football management games, they release a patch. Why would you release a patch on the same day the game came out?
I know.
It's obviously not working properly, is it? So why have you released it?
It's dumb.
Oh, things like that, I just don't understand it. I really don't. And well, I do understand why, because yeah, patches don't cost anything, but things like, oh yeah, we released this today and this today. And there's that thing about Kingdom Hearts 3 I read the other day. So yesterday, or the day before, about the fact there's this end movie or something which they keep in secret until a certain point. I don't know if you've seen that. I don't know. I must be honest with you, the Resident Evil 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3 thing is sort of like gone on my head. Got not really bothered about it. I played Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PlayStation 2 and I got a bit bored with it. Well, I got very bored with it actually. But I don't like that sort of game.
It's Disney infused with Final Fantasy, is that right?
Well, Final Fantasy infused with anything. But Final Fantasy games, RPGs, I just don't enjoy.
Yeah. I've got a question here from the Russian dude. He says, I want to ask you historical questions and to answer. But for starters, what country are you from? I am from Derbyshire and Matlock. Where are you from, Russell?
It's a secret. No. a cave on top of the hill. No. West Midlands.
West Midlands. Oh.
Not from Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
I like trying to keep it quiet because then people go out where I go shopping and take all the stuff off me.
All right.
No, yeah, Birmingham based, near enough.
Cool. Do you go to like gaming fairs or gaming markets, like in Doncaster, for instance, or Birmingham or whatever?
The only gaming thing I went to was down in London, which was probably 7 years ago now. I've still got a website, but I haven't updated anything on there for about 5 or 6 years.
Right.
And I used to post stuff on there like blogging and things like that, and nobody read it, so I stopped doing it. But they picked up on that, and I got an invite come through my email that sort of say, would I be interested in going down for as a press day sort of thing? So I went down to London.
Oh, wow.
And they got like new stuff, retro stuff. Right. Probably the most interesting thing that came out of it was I was sat in a McDonald's and Larry Bundy Jr. came in.
No, really?
Yeah, and I think he was there with the people who sort of invited him down. And I'd be walking around a single day and I was absolutely starving. So he actually sort of looked at me with disgust as I was eating my second quarter pounder.
No.
But yeah, I recognised him straight away. So he didn't speak or anything like that, but practically 2 tables away, he sort of sat down.
Oh.
But yeah, it was interesting. It was a bit sort of mixed with cosplay as well, which I wasn't really up on at the time. They got like new games, all the PCs linked up on a big sort of like local area network, and a retro gaming section as well. So that was all good fun.
Wow.
But in terms of gaming markets and things, no, I've not been to any of those.
Yeah,
we have one down here in Warsaw. So we have one down in Warsaw. Or did run, I think last year. I think it was Retro Revival.
Oh, okay.
But again, I think that was like 20 quid to get in or something, like stupid money.
20 quid?
Or maybe it's 20 quid for the pair of us to go, but it was quite expensive to go for something at the Warsaw Football Club. So,
right, okay.
I used to go a lot to memorabilia at the NEC.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the NEC National Indoor Arena, Birmingham. Yeah,
they call it Comic Con now, I think. But I haven't been for years. But I used to go quite a lot to that. They used to run 2 or 3 shows a year. I used to go to every one.
Yeah, I've been to the one last year in Doncaster called the Gaming Video Game Market.
Yeah,
I've actually done an episode on that. You can check that out, guys. Obviously, people who've seen it in chat, but if you want to check that out, it's really interesting. I've got a lot of N64 games from that place for very reasonable prices. It's actually a lot cheaper than other places, I noticed.
Yeah, I mean, when I went down to the one in London, they were sort of there was a decent sort of seller side of thing there, and Ashens was there as well. He did he was doing one of the guest speaking bits, so I got to watch him for a bit as well. So there's quite a few people there. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to go to something like that, but I know if I went there, it'd be basically sort of like, wow, look at that, wow, look at that. Well, I can't afford that.
You'll be overwhelmed, dude.
I would be. Well, someone who's cheap as me. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, if you see the Super Nintendo scope just there, I paid 15 quid complete.
Has that got the sensor with it?
Yeah, it has. It's got everything.
I've got the actual gun, and I pay 50p for it.
50p.
50p for the gun, but obviously I ain't got the sensor and I ain't got the game to go with it.
Oh, okay. So it'd probably be added more if you get the other stuff.
It would be. I just use it now as a burglaring deterrent. So if anybody does try and break, I'll whack them over the head with it. I've got. I wish
brilliant,
I should remember this. I've got a joystick for the Xbox. It was a joystick for the Xbox.
Hmm.
Quite literally, would if you dropped it from a height of 10 foot onto somebody, would kill them. I must remember next time we do something like this, or a next video, put it on there, because I bought it for £1 at a car boot sale. I've never seen anything the size of it. It's huge, absolutely huge.
Oh wow, it's basically huge.
It is. I've got a huge box of like stuff like that, like peripherals, like Skylander box sets.
Yeah.
All sort of joysticks and skateboards and adapters, and plug-in for. Oh,
wow,
tons of stuff like that.
The one thing I really like to own is the Steel Battalion controller.
Do
you know that?
I've seen that one. Yeah. I've seen a couple of those in the flesh.
The biggest one, with the 2 joysticks.
I mean, that wouldn't actually be awesome.
They look cool, don't they?
Oh, that would just be made to sit there and like with any with a tank.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
But they did the Xbox 360 version. They used the Kinect, and I just went, "Oh, Kinect, no!" And you have to put your arms like this, just to go like this. I want to put that switch down, but it won't register my hand.
That's just them having their laugh. They want you to do all these stupid things. Like I've said, the Wii earlier, 9 times out of 10, the Wii games end up going like that.
Yeah, we're gonna flail our arms like this. Whoa,
yeah. I mean, I've got a Kinect, and I'm going to use it one of these days. But I understand it's probably worse than that anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I just got a comment from Nintendo Place. Wow, man, what a steal! It certainly is for 15 quid.
Yeah, it's a good price in the box as well. That's really good.
Nearly mint as well. Not bad, is it?
Well, I mean, yeah, again, quality of the stuff that people have. I mean, I've got a video to do.
Yeah.
About something I got last year, which I don't know, I haven't done it yet, but
yeah,
something like that. When I eventually get around to doing it, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
the box, the inserts. It's even got bits inside which relate to when it was purchased.
Yeah,
and I must do a video about it very, very soon. But yeah, it is quite special.
Excellent.
And it's nice when you get stuff like that.
It is. It's like video game treasures galore. There's so many great treasures to buy and keep, and then preserve. You can preserve it for as long as you want it to, and then the prices will gradually go up. Is that what you do? Because I kind of do that. I buy the low value games, and then hopefully it'll go up in price.
That's exactly what I do. I think your low value game's probably a bit more expensive than mine.
Yeah.
But the same sort of thing. Yeah. As I said to you earlier, if I buy something for 50p a quid now and it goes up to £3 in a few years' time,
yeah,
I'm happy.
Exactly.
Because a lot of my games will be worth that, and that's a lot of the collection will come out of that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's nice when you come across something when you know, or you get a feeling that it's going to go up in value. I know at the moment the original Xbox is gradually becoming the hot thing to go to.
Yes, I noticed everyone's going back to it. Oh, the funny thing was, I got to say you this, guys. I went to a game and movie shop today, and I said to the owner, have you got a PS2 complete, Slim? And he says, yes, we do. And I said, ooh, I went 50 quid, ooh, ah. And then, and now the guy came in and says, can I have a Slim? Have you got Slimline PS2s? I must have said something to get the guy to come into the shop.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing for half an hour. It was so funny. Today.
Is that about the going rate for a Slim, is it?
Yeah, the slim version PS2.
Yeah, I prefer the fat version. I don't know why.
What is it? Yeah, I think I like the fat version, but it is very loud. That's the only problem I have with the original PS2 fat.
But it's the same with what's the other one that's got the Dreamcast.
Oh, the Dreamcast is noisy as hell.
It's like having a pneumatic drill in your room.
I know, it goes eek, 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 eek.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice little. I mean, there's some decent games for it, but I couldn't sit there and play it for too long. Unless I put your defenders on, then you can't hear what's going on the screen anyway. So
I'm trying to think what's the worst. I think the PlayStation was actually quite quiet-ish, wasn't it?
PlayStation was, yeah.
Yeah. The Sega Saturn is loud for loading.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, but yeah, the noisiest one by far is the Dreamcast.
Dreamcast is the worst offender for noise. Do you guys agree in the comments? Let me know.
It probably sold very well with deaf people, but
sorry, I meant to say let us know.
But yeah, I mean, it's a nice little console, but yeah, the noise puts you off.
Yeah, I got the original NES next to me as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
That might too, also.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Yeah. I'll show you the one. I got the, I think it's NES. It's not the Mattel version. It's just the bog standard original, I think.
Yeah, I think mine's the same as well, actually.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, bog
Yeah,
standard.
you got the bin. Yeah, that's the one I got. Got mine about, I get age. I think I paid 20 quid for mine.
Because the Mattel version was just trying to disguise as a toy
Yes.
back in the day.
That's right. I read about that. So, again, that's something like, you know, when you get into a hobby like this or an interest like this, the more you read about it, the more, you know, you sort of pick up on these sort of things. So,
yeah. The only problem with the NES is sometimes you have to wiggle the cartridge around just to get games to load. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
Well, that's it. I mean, that's it. I'll show you that as well.
Oh, Atari 2600. Oh, what a beaut.
Yeah, that's an original one as well. So that's the one. That's not the one I had originally, but it's the same one.
That is lovely, dude.
I mean, that guys is where it all began. I mean, a lot of people can say that.
Some consoles says were better made than others. I would say that. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
they have a lasting appeal.
Well, they do. This doesn't work with a modern television. That's the other thing about it.
Was it? Is it? What's the connection? Is it really different? Isn't it from composite? Is it? Oh, yeah. TV. Yeah, RF, isn't it?
But even then, I mean, I've got an RF. I can't remember if it's this telly behind me or another one I've got, and it just won't get a signal through it. I think it's that one, but it just can't get. It just won't recognise it. I've got an older 32 LCD.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got a small 14-inch anyway, but the old 32 LCD does pick up a signal on it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I have a 14-inch CRT to play stuff like that on anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, because I had a Sega Master System too. I tried to play it through my CRT and it wouldn't set the aerial signal. But when I put it on a HD TV, it said, yes, it's fine. Weird.
I know. One of the first things I had when I had this television, I ran Super Monaco Grand Prix through it on the Mega Drive.
Oh,
it looked horrible.
Yeah,
it sounded terrible.
I hate composite noise. That's the only thing that drives me insane about composite for all consoles. It goes, does a static noise.
I couldn't understand why people sort of upgrade these things and all the modifications and things that they do. You know, if I was probably a bit younger, a bit more into it, I probably would be doing things like that. But I like it all fuzzy sometimes. It's all right. It's how it's meant to be.
Do you own the Spectrum by any chance?
I've got 128.
Oh, the one with the improved sound, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a 128K plus 2 with the tape deck built into it.
Oh, that's the best one. Yes.
Yeah, I don't. Nice. Claire bought me that for Christmas a couple of 3 years ago.
This sound chip's really amazing on that system, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's a absolute classic. I prefer that version to the. It's probably not going to be very popular, but I prefer that to the 48K.
Yeah,
the 48K is an iconic piece of equipment, no doubt about it. But for me, the big one with the tape deck on it is the one I remember.
Check out a sound theme to Navy SEALs on the 128K. You'll be very impressed.
Yeah, Navy SEALs, a game that comes up quite a bit as sort of like being a quality game across a number of systems. I know the C64 cartridge version is quite an expensive game to get hold of.
Very expensive, yeah.
Yeah, but that sort of comes out as one of the better sort of film licenses. Bearing in mind the film was terrible.
Yeah.
You know, usually it's the other way around. The game is terrible.
Yeah.
The film's great. That's one of those which sort of went the other way.
Yes.
Hudson Hawk was the other one as well.
Hudson, oh my, ugh.
I mean, that's a terrible film, but the game's actually not bad.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's average.
Well, it's better than some. I'm just trying to. I wrote a piece years ago for my website about like 3 parts about film licenses which were good and film licenses which were terrible. Because you know, back in the day, if it was a film in the cinema, you can guarantee there's a film about it, a game about it. Give my regards to Broad Street.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
I hate when third-party retro consoles stretch the aspect ratio without option to make the gameplay original. Yeah, he's talking about input delay.
Yeah. I mean, it's I've not really sort of experimented much with those. So I can't really sort of comment on how they sort of function. Is there a difference in something like
that? Difference in what? What this?
The input delay and things.
With HD signals, I think there's like 5 or 6 second delay because it's using different technology than analog, isn't it? So obviously, it's if I remember, analog uses the same refresh rate from the console, but if you use a different like consoles, like HD consoles, but with this one, you're always going to get input lag because it's upgraded hardware because it's using 720p signal. I think this one, if this little guy here is probably about average 140p maximum, I think.
Right.
For a resolution.
140p, I've never even heard of that.
Well, I could be wrong though. If people know what the resolution for the NES is, let me know. Or
it sounds all right, doesn't it? I mean, back in the day, sometimes we were grateful for, a colour palette of 256 colours.
Oh yes, yeah. I think the NES had 512. Did it?
I think 256 was probably
256. That's right. Yeah.
Sort of computer thing, and then you obviously do different, but it's like that, and then the bits and things, and it's just you try to remember what this is. Yeah, it's like you look at something like the 2600 and the NES on the inside. It's going to be so bare bones. It'll be a circuit board, and that'll be about it, won't it? So
yeah, I'm just going to have a look at the NES palettes, see how many it has. Let's see. It says 1, 0, 2, 30. So it sounds like 40-ish. Don't know. I don't know.
That's one to research, I think.
Yeah, I think we have to research that. Have you got any ideas what topics we should do next for the next chat? And I'll definitely will invite Nintendo and PlayStation before we end the stream.
I think a good starting point would be, as you said earlier, sort of like the difference between what we do gaming now as opposed to gaming back then. Because there are so many differences, not so much in how a game looks,
right,
but also how the format the game came in, how much the game sort of cost, what sort of things that we had to endure between now and and going back there. So the whole sort of experience of what games was like when we were growing up to how say the modern generation growing up now would play things on the Switch and the PS4 and the Xbox One.
So we could say old generation versus new generation hardware.
I think we could have a good three-way discussion about that.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. So old generation video games. That sounds good. Versus VS. Do like a beat 'em up style. That would be quite good. New. Okay. Because that'll lead in very well because technology was very infancy, was it? And BBC Micro, and then now NES was very advanced, and then Super Nintendo had 16-bit. Then you had 32-bit with PlayStation and Saturn, all that stuff. How many bits we were. And
if you think just over 20 years ago, what you could do on a mobile phone.
It all computers.
Yeah, make a phone call. You could do a text message. Now you can play game. Only a few years ago you could play Sonic 2 on your phone.
Yeah,
I mean, you wouldn't even thought about that when the consoles came out. So again, that's another sort of thing to it. And how could
here's a good one: smartphone gaming. Is it good or trash?
I've never played a game on a smartphone.
I don't like it personally. I think it's trying to be consoleized on a smartphone, and I don't like touchscreen.
No, I mean, it's like I don't. I got me tablet. I don't play games on that either. Games are played on gaming systems or computers.
Yeah, Nintendo PlayStation asked a question, and which is quite a valid question. Do you have any social media channels I could follow at the Retro Bear?
No, apart from YouTube channel, no.
So
I don't do Facebook. I don't do Twitter.
Right.
Instagram and every other one that is out there that I don't know of.
Right.
I'm very much a Luddite.
Fair enough.
If there is something I'll look to in the future whether I want to do that or not. But I've got my channel and I'm quite happy to do that at the moment. So
okay, that's cool. Yeah, because I have social media accounts, so it's good to get exposure. That's one thing for your channel in the future.
How do you have time for it?
That
that
is
is
a great question, actually. Yeah. Well, I think with me, I just like to plan ahead. Sometimes what I do is I like to do announcements before I do live streams. So I think that's the good thing for your channel. I think you should look into is Facebook groups, because you can have your own Facebook page, and then you could say the Retro Bear, and you can announce I'm going to be live streaming video game pickups, and that'll create excitement, because then people will more likely to click on your YouTube page.
It'll be the first time I've announced anything which will create any excitement anywhere ever. Yeah, you know, it is an area I don't know much about or get involved in. Not that I wouldn't want to.
Fair enough.
No, I completely agree with what you're saying. The more exposure like that will certainly help generate numbers and views and sort of interest in it. So it is something I need to look at. But the problem is, you know, I find is that I just don't have the time to do it. But I probably need to make time.
Make time. Yeah,
I wouldn't invest in all this kit otherwise. I mean, you know, the sound kit, and like I invested, you know, Claire helped me get these and bits and pieces to do this. So compared to, you know, just sort of sitting down and with a web camera and how I've moved in sort of 9 months, I made an awful lot of movement, which is great.
That's
so
it.
I probably need to move to another level on that one.
Interesting.
I'm doing a lot of that. Yes, I think a pipe or something like that. Very interesting.
Yeah. A good thing I think would be helpful for your channel particularly was to, can you create like a channel trailer?
Should be able to do something. It's something I've been talking, because Claire does a lot of like graphic design and things like that.
Yeah.
So it depends if she can have a bit of time or show me how to do it, or she might want to do something along those lines. So it is again something we've had the last 6 months or so. We've had a bit of a hectic sort of time personally, so it's been a bit difficult to. I would have done something like that probably. More now, so it is something I'm thinking of doing, and like we mentioned, the music, and other things like that. Just adding little bits here and there is going to do that. So yes, it's something I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Obviously, you could take this my advice or not. It's up to you. Obviously,
I appreciate your advice. You're a very nice individual.
Cheers. Thank you for that.
I appreciate your input on that. I mean, you know, you've got 420 odd now subscribers, isn't it? I think something like that.
About 424 now.
Yeah, so you know you've got a good lot of interest, and you've obviously doing 3 or 4 streams or videos a week. And you're very good at what you do, and you've got a good sense of humour. You're very personable. You've got a good collection going on behind you, and you know I enjoy your videos, and I've thoroughly enjoyed spending some time with you this evening. So I do appreciate what you're saying. I take it on board as good advice. So you know anything like that, I'll be more than grateful.
No, you're a really cool dude, and I respect your wisdom and stuff. In fact, actually, thanks to you, I'm actually going around to the shops now, just thinking about low value all the time now. I'm just getting sick of paying high prices for games now.
Yeah, I told you before. I said you stick with me, kid, and then I'll show you how to shop.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like one of those guys who spends £8 on a game. I mean, if I want to get that, I just, I did that money saving tips video. I'm going to use the envelope trick now, just to put a couple of quid aside, and then I can easily get that game, no problems. Not spending it like all once and then going, oh dear, my financials gone down the toilet. You know what I mean?
Well, believe me, having had something like that happen, it's not a good place to be. And I always advise when people sort of mention ways of doing things better, had I sort of actually taken some advice at the time. I mean, I was spending sort of like 50, 60 quid a weekend. Yeah. And when you do that sort of like, that's 2.5 ton a month, something like that. Yeah. Which is at the time was a fair whack. And I wasn't really getting a lot for it. So yeah. Now I do it so I can keep myself where I want to be, and I can build a collection, and occasionally find bits and gems and exciting things and things people have never seen before.
Yes. I'm just trying to think. So what games do you mainly collect? Is it PlayStation, Wii, PS3, anything else?
I've got all. Obviously I've shown you the 2600. I mean, I've got all the system all the way through. Primarily, the collection at the moment is focusing on what's available, which is mostly PS1, PS2, PS3,
Right.
Xbox, Xbox 360,
Yeah.
GameCube,
Yeah.
Wii.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
So mainly discs games.
Right? Yeah. Mainly because the cartridge games now are just sort of too far beyond my reach. And I did find a copy of Rugrats Treasure Hunt for 99p a couple of weeks ago.
The PS1 version?
The N64.
Oh, sorry, the N64,
yeah. But that's the first cartridge game I bought for a long time.
Wow.
Because I look at the prices, I'm thinking, well, my local cash converters have got quite a few Super Nintendo games in there. But they're all five or $4.99 or $9.99.
Yeah.
And if I spend, I buy one or two of those, then I'm sort of thinking, well, that's half my budget gone.
Yes.
Would I'm more of a quantity over, not say quality, because that's not entirely true, but I'd much rather go out and sort of say, well, there's a guy I watch called the £1 Gamer, and he tries and basically doesn't spend any more than £1.
Is that the one you mentioned in your videos before?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There's a guy called That UK Gamer who I follow. Right. I've only recently started watching the £1, the £1 Gamer, and he's doesn't spend any more than £1 in the game.
Wow.
But he finds some really good stuff. I try and do the same. So if I go out and I spend sort of like 18 quid,
I
try and make sure I either come in at £1 or under. And in some cases, I can come in under that.
Woo!
I mean, I've done. I mean, as I mentioned that 10p game a few weeks ago. Not a few weeks ago. It was a few weeks ago, probably an hour and a half ago. But it was. You can find things like that, and you can walk in and in that same shop was another game that cost me 29p.
Yeah.
49p. And all of a sudden, hang on a second, I spent less than £1, and I got 3 games.
Brilliant.
And the biggest one, I think, probably of those I've done recently was when I got the Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
Skate 3 on the Xbox 360.
Yes, Skate 3.
Yeah, and there was another game. I can't remember. But those 3 games in the charity shop, they were selling DVDs and games 3 for £1. So when I got home, I actually found out if I'd actually bought them in CEX, I would have got £2 change out of 30 quid. The only downside to the Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year edition, the fact is it's Dutch. I didn't realise that was at the back of the box.
Oh, I forgot to ask you this before we go. Do you collect PSP games?
PSP?
Yeah, PlayStation Portable.
Yeah, no, I don't. I've played on the PlayStation PSP, but I've never actually owned one.
Yeah.
The reason I done got one, and again, we're saying the hand, I've got loads of Game Boys. I mentioned Game Boy Advance, Game Gear.
Yeah.
I take the Game Boys away with him if I'm going somewhere to use, but I don't tend to play the small handheld stuff now because it's a bit difficult. The old eyes are a bit not quite as good as they were. Hence the glasses. I've been wearing glasses all my life, but it gets more and more difficult to play games like that. I'd love to. If I see one cheap enough, I will do so, but I've never seen one cheap enough yet.
Yeah, the charity shops treasures troves for retro games. Exactly. Very true, Nintendo PlayStation. It's actually a secret haven, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is. You've got to pick and choose your moments. I mean, I've had a couple of really good weeks, but either side of that, it's been, what I call dry. There's just nothing there. Or it's the same stuff you left behind last week. I try and vary. I try and move around and go to a couple of different places each week.
Yeah.
Just to sort of give myself a break from getting too familiar with the things. And I do occasionally go a bit further afield.
Yeah.
I mean, I did one, was it November time? I went down to about sort of 30-40 mile journey down that way.
Yeah.
And then another one, I went a bit further north of here to do another journey, which I haven't been before or since. And I had quite a good time up there. So, but again, he's having the time to do it, and the weather at the moment is great to do that. So,
yeah. I totally agree with you all your points. I mean, I go to Matlock every once a week, and I just see the same games sitting on the shelf, and it's mainly football games. I get a bit tired of seeing football games like FIFA 17. I go like, ugh.
I know it's you wonder what they're trying to do sometimes with some of the games and the prices they put on there, and they'll have the stock, they'll have it forever. You know, if you're going to try and sell in, FIFA 15 at 250, as some one local charity shop was trying to do the other day, I was like, you can't do that. It's not going to sell.
I found one game in the charity shop actually, Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex for $4.99. That was complete too.
That's a good price.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that one.
Yeah, I mean that's a good price. I mean, I picked up. Was it that game? I can't. There was one Crash Bandicoot game I picked up for $1.99. I think it was. One of the Xbox ones.
Oh,
and the reason he had it was because I bought another game in there at the time, and they keep the charity shop. They keep all the discs in a wallet, as you were talking about earlier. And as we go into the games, I saw a Crash Bandicoot disc. I said, I didn't see that on the shelf. I said, that one there. I said, it's not on the shelf. And he went, I said, they'd be bloody and stealing the games again, and they take the boxes out. I said, well, that's no good shit now. I said, so and
oh dear,
sold me a disc for £1. So I've got a bargain then, but I've got no box for it. But yeah, that's something else as well. I mean, my local CX are taking all their steel books off the shelf.
Yes,
because they get stolen.
Yeah, CX had this same problem because their artworks got stolen. That's why they had to print them on the boxes, which I'm.
That's what's the word? Minefield, isn't it? There's been a lot of controversy about that. I got caught with that once.
Sorry, copyright law.
Copyright law, yeah. I got caught once a few months ago.
What was that?
Alpha Protocol on the 360 with a fake cover on the inside.
Really? Was that from CX?
Yeah, it's my own fault because I was half asleep.
Oh no!
Usually I can spot a fake cover a mile off. I actually laugh at them. I thought, hey, can't be joking.
Was it on the imprint on the inside label that says?
Yeah, it was. Hang on, let me just.
I'm actually quite curious because I never seen it either. Because that's why I get paranoid. I have to look at these cases now. See,
it's alphabetical order, so know where it is.
My local CX is ripping people off.
Yeah, so I mean that looks not too bad from there, right?
Yeah, it looks okay-ish, doesn't it? But then
okay, now look at that there.
Yeah,
okay. And that's the back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I open that up. No manual in it for a start.
Right.
And then I'm confronted with that.
Oh yeah. Oh goodness sake.
Yeah. Now bear in mind I paid 50p for it, so I'm not exactly crying. But,
no, but that is very naughty of them. They shouldn't do that.
It is. I should have realised looking at it. They've actually, if you look at the very bottom, they've shot the Sega logo off.
What's this Obsidian? I've never seen that before.
I don't know. I don't know whether that's the way. So Obsidian's on the back as well. You can see that there. So I'm guessing it's like the developers or something like that.
Yeah.
But if you look at the front, you can just see where it's been badly cut.
Yeah, the Sega's cutting out. Yeah.
And if you look at the back, it's even worse.
Oh, the warning signs cut down too.
Yeah, which makes you wonder what the bloody hell I was doing. I don't get caught out like that. I spot them a mile off. I go, oh, look at the fake cover on that, And
are you one of those types of people that gets a bit furious and goes like, "You shouldn't sell me this game with a fake cover"? No.
Otherwise, we'd be going back and saying, "Where's my manual?"
Yeah.
Not in that tone of voice, but saying, the only time I get angry in places like that is when they've got a box on the shelf, and I go to buy it, and I can't find the disc, and that happens quite a lot. And I get really annoyed about that. The manuals not being there, I can take, because I'm not a total completist.
Yes,
so I can. They ain't got manuals, fine. Yeah, no problem at all. But don't mess me around by having stuff on the shelf. Yes, that you ain't got discs for, you can't find. Yeah, and I tend to find the bigger the CX, the worse they are. That's true. So the smaller ones actually do care about their product reputation. Although I did hear something very shocking in my local one, which is a small one. There's a guy came in and he got a load of Xbox 360 stuff without the boxes. So he hadn't got the covers for. He got the box, right? He got the game, he hadn't got the cover, right? And they said, "Oh no, we can't take those in here. But if you go to this other branch close by, they'll take them."
Oh, it says Obsidian have made the new South Park games on PS3 and PS4. Apparently, apparently to one of my subscribers.
What's that? So the South Park?
The Obsidian apparently made South Park games on PS3 and PS4.
Oh, Stick of Truth.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep meaning to pick that up, but it's one of them RPG games, and I know I'm not going to play it.
Yeah.
I used to love South Park back in the day, so that would probably appeal to me.
I will show you a story of frustration because I used to work at a British Heart Foundation shop back in the old day before I got a new job. And I was like you, when you said in your video, you know, why don't they check these boxes for? I had that job of checking all the game boxes, dude. And some of them didn't have any games in them, no CD, no manual. And I said to the manager, I said, why would you get donations from people they don't put games in it?
Well, again, I got caught out with this a few months back, and it was a Heart Foundation shop close to me where they put a sticker on the spine of it. Now, they don't like you peeling the stickers off.
Yes.
So I didn't, and when I got home, one of them hadn't got a disc in it.
Yeah.
And the other one had got the wrong game in it.
Ah.
And I was really annoyed because the one game was Need for Speed Most Wanted on the PlayStation 2.
Oh, yes. Most Wanted.
I spent about £5 or £6 using it. It was £1. And then when I got opened it up, it was the Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers.
Oh, oh no.
Which I'd already got anyway, but that's beside the point.
I bought a Game Gear cartridge, right? And I thought thinking it was going to be Dark Crystal on the Game Gear. And it turned out it was Wonder Boy inside the ROM.
Well, that's not too bad, I suppose.
I went, ooh.
I nearly got hold of Wonder Boy in the Game Gear. I was about 20 minutes too late.
Oh, really?
Because I was just looking in stock on my local CEX on a Sunday morning, and they got a copy in. But this was sort of like 10 minutes after they opened. So by the time I actually got myself up and about and dressed and down there,
yeah.
I said, I understand you got a copy of Wonder Boy in the Game Gear. And the guy goes, "Yep, we did have."
Was that the Revenge of Dracon?
No, it was just the first one, I think.
Yeah, because that was apparently disguised as a Wonder Boy. I don't know why. It's very good.
Right, yeah. But if it was like 150, I thought I'll go and get that because I don't get Game Gear gears very often. Game Gear gears. Game Gear gears. Game Gear games very often. But 150, I thought I'd get it.
Game Gear is a very underrated handheld. A lot of people didn't like that system. I love it. Don't know why.
A friend of mine, his sister's still got the limited edition Coca-Cola one.
Oh, the red one.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the game as well, isn't it?
I think so. The thing is, he's got so much stuff because he's kept all his consoles from when he was a kid. Oh, and they're all in boxes, apparently.
Good. Everyone should do that.
I was waiting for people to die so I can inherit it.
Yeah. Preservation, guys, is a big key. Just keep hold of your stuff. They're very timeless.
Look after it. I mean, I will always say that when you buy a second-hand game, particularly if you're collecting full sets or whatever, and the disc is in, you open the disc, you want the manual to be in good condition, and you want the disc to be in good condition.
Exactly.
And then nothing annoys me more is when you sort of look at a disc and you can see the markings on it. I haven't got it here.
Yeah.
It's in the other room, but I've got a Buffy game for the Xbox.
Oh.
Which again, I always mention this as something neat. When you're buying stuff from charity shops, check the discs.
Check the disc, yes.
Because you're never quite sure what you're going to see when you open one up. Sometimes they'll be immaculate, and sometimes they look like they've been using them for target practice.
Yeah, I had that instance in Very Harsh Foundation. The guy was going to buy the game. He came over and says, and I told the guy, "Can I just check the disc, see if you got the disc?" Because I'm always conscious for the customer. And I checked this, and I said, "Sorry, there's no disc." And what can I do with the donations? That's what you get, isn't it?
That's it. I mean, this Buffy disc has got so many deep grooves in it. I mean, it was unbelievable. And my own fault, I didn't check it. But why would you put a game like that into a charity shop? It's sad in a way. And there was another game I saw in Cash Converters, which had been handed in. Yeah, it was a horse game for the Wii, and again, as I mentioned, these sort of games do get sort of high in value. I think it was called Pony Friends 2 or something like that.
Is it My Little Pony or something?
No, it was something called My Pony Friends or something.
Oh, right.
I can't remember the exact title. Anyway, the guy got the disc out of the box and he said, "I can't give you that." I said, "Oh, why is that?" He said, "Well, it looks like the Pony Friends have been kicking it around the stables." And he showed me the back of it, and I mean, it was like a lattice, lattice. You get the pie. It
Yeah.
was just, it lots of people playing noughts and crosses on the back of it. But somebody has taken that in.
Yeah.
Someone has gone into that shop and someone has said, "Can I have some money for this, please?" Yeah, there you go. And then check the disc. That's the annoying thing about it as well. Places like Cash Converters, Cash Generator, and CEX. Who's checking these discs sometimes, because sometimes they're on the wrong side of rough.
Yeah. I just got a comment that says my CX was selling Nintendo Switches for £330. Then when this Nintendo Switch first came out for pre-owned machines, lol, you could walk around with the corner and get one brand new for £2.99 from Game, lol.
Well, again, this is the pricing strategy of some of the companies. I mean, Game, I don't know how they're still going, because they've not learned anything from when they went into administration.
Yes,
they are still in the same shop selling second-hand copies more expensive than brand new.
I know. And can I have a suggestion for Game? If you're watching, put some retro games into your shop. You'll get more sales, please.
Well, they're knocking off all their last generation stuff now.
Yeah, they're going to take them off soon because the next generation's going to come out, PS5 and whatever this new Xbox is going to be called.
So they're knocking out the PS3, 360, Wii U. Any stock of that they've got left is getting 50% off now. I mean, my local games, I've got some bits and pieces out of there, but the majority of the stuff they've now got in are the game discs, but the boxes have got no covers on them.
Yeah, they're on those little plastic sleeves, aren't they? You have to buy.
Plastic sleeves or plastic, empty plastic boxes. Just and they're still charging the same price as if they had them complete. That's what I can't understand. And they still insist on putting those stupid bloody purple stickers on the outside after you buy the game.
I hate those things.
Oh, don't get me started about that. You asked me earlier about my least favourite games. That is my least favourite thing associated with buying games. That's why I don't buy games from there very often. Yeah,
because they've got this free sticker tier system on Game, and you have to peel one bit off, another layer, and it's like 3 million years later, there's your game. You finally opened it. It's like a treasure chest.
And then if you actually read the thing on there, it's saying if you take the sticker off, you can't return it.
I know, that's their return policy, isn't it?
Yeah. And the stupid thing is, I buy secondhand games all the time from other shops, and if you look carefully on some of them, you still got parts of those stickers stuck on them.
I know, yeah.
Because you can't see them because they're transparent. It's like, oh, not again.
Did you hear in America? I've subscribed to a guy called Mad Little Pixel. He's a cool dude in America, and he tried to get his money back through GameStop, and the GameStop says, no, we don't give you money back because you pre-ordered a game. And there's no one at GameStop are going down under.
Yeah, well, I've heard that as well.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and there's a guy I follow who collects Wii games, and he gets a lot of his stuff out of there, so I don't know. We'll see what it is. Anyway, dude, I'm probably going to have to stop now because same here. We've been going quite some time, and as much as I can go on for a few more times, I think we save it for another day and pick up another subject.
That's absolutely fine. I was just going to say, shall we stop now? But you read my mind. Have you got anything to say before you go to all the fans out there?
Well, to everybody who's stuck with us or is going to watch this at a later date, thank you very much indeed for sticking with us this evening. It's been a pleasure talking with Retrodude. I hope we get to do it again very, very soon.
Thank you. It's absolute pleasure.
Yeah, I've absolutely enjoyed every minute. It's been thrilling, and I don't get to talk to a lot of people like this about the interest I have. So something like this has been fantastic to do. Please continue to support both our channels.
Yes.
We do things slightly differently, which is I think is a good thing to do it. And whatever support you can give us and encouragement you can give us to keep going, will be more helpful, because what we do is what we love, and we know that you guys like doing that as well. So that's very important. Yeah, and I'll say my bit now. Right. Okay, guys, so you saw our collaboration for the second one. If you enjoyed this, remember to please like, comment, and subscribe. And as Retrodude says, retro forever, and keep on gaming. And we will do more talks in this in the future. Guys, if you got any suggestions in the comments of what topics we should do next, submit them now. And as I said from the beginning, link is in the description for his YouTube channel, so go and support him right now. Get him to 100 subs, because he deserves it. That means I have to sing then, otherwise, won't it? Yeah, definitely. Okay, guys, we are officially out. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers. And a salute from the Retro Bear. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers.